Welcome to Fullerton College Football on SportsNetUSA.net. Hey, I'm Mark Pavlovich along with Corey Neyland and Ryan Osborn. We are the voices of Fullerton College sports. Guys, it's College of the Canyons. Fullerton, tradition, nastiness, and we've seen it. It doesn't matter what these teams have done, Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn, it's what they do tonight, which is going to make this an interesting game.
Mark, when you take a look at what these two teams have done in recent memory, you look at last year's matchup. Corey was talking about it. These two teams, it looked like Canyons was going to run away with it after the first half, but Fullerton's defense led the way for them. However, in tonight's game, it's going to be all about the offense. Can they get their rhythm going and actually get up the field?
Kadari Kearns back deep for the Hornets with Bills. Comes up short, taken at the 32. Looking for an opening all the way up to the 44-yard line. And Corey Neyland, the short receiver, Michael Roca, comes up and gets it and gives the Hornets excellent field position.
And let's see what they can do with that field position. Even though they scored 27 points last week, it wasn't the smoothest 27, just like that statement. So let's see if they can get smoother in this opening drive today.
Jordan Tate comes the near side of the field. Brandon Nunez, who started last week for the Hornets, was good. Wishes he had a better game, as him and I talked during practice this week. We'll see what he can do tonight against a very stout College of the Canyon defense. And already playing, Corey, I bring up being stout because Garnett Davis III gets stuffed in the backfield.
R.B. Wilson the fifth brings him down for a tackle for loss.
Jeremy Gonzalez in the slot on the far side of the field. Jordan Tate stays on the near side of the field. Garnett Davis III still in the backfield. Loss of 1, second down and 11 at the 44 for the Hornets. Nunez goes back, pump fakes, turn, nice catch over the 50, down at the 48.
And a good job by Tate to get almost to the first down marker. But he's going to bring up a third down and short.
No, it's an incomplete pass. It's going back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, let me take my glasses off.
Garnett Davis still there. Tate, who we thought had it then, Nunez. Now, big third down, great field position. See if the Hornets can capitalize. College of the Canyon throws it right there. Are they going to be short? Fumble. Ball comes out. College of the Canyon gets a turnover.
So it was Jeremy Gonzalez trying to stretch for that 45-yard line, and as he was getting to that yard marker, ball comes out and looks like it was recovered by Wilson of the Cougars. Again, they had an opportunity to pick up that first down. It looked like he was getting there, but the ball comes out. First big play is by College of the Canyons.
And we know Ryan Osborn big plays are what makes it Corey Neyland. We'll see if College of the Canyons can now do something with it. Coming out at quarterback, Bryce Dixon. Heard a lot about him. Malik Brooks is going to be in the backfield with him. Lyndon Rubert, the closer receiver, going out down the middle, right there over the middle. Great pitch and catch, just short for a first down as that gets thrown to Staples, big tight end that makes the play on that.
Freshman out of Piedmont, South Carolina. Get the up front for the Hornets. Jordan Crawford in the middle with Ant Harris on the ends. Eric Hill and Carlo Torres. Linebackers, Chris Harm in the middle. Jeremiah McNeely and Branson Tita Noir are the outside backers.
Dixon comes up. Brooks on the near side of the field, right next to him. Second down and a long one. Quarterback keeper is not going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. A loss of 3 on the play.
Ant Harris. I mean, that interior When they bring back Harris, Hill, Torres, Crawford, who comes in for the first time this season, that is stout, one of the best in the nation. Secondary, Quentin Ashford, near side corner. Far side is Jamari Griffin, wearing number 19. Kadari Kearns looks to be all conference this season at one safety, and Taden Smith.
Bowen now at the far side of the field as they flip things. We get a flag on the Hornets. Everybody came, but it's going to be offsides against the defense. Should be first down for College of the Canyons. I'm anticipating nobody moved at the line of scrimmage for College of the Canyons.
No, they did not.
And it is offsides. That should be enough for a first down.
First down.
So as we look up the lineup, near side of the field is going to be Lyndon Rivera. Inside him in the near side of the field, Cameron Bowen. The far side of the field is going to be Travis Royal. Again, at quarterback is going to be Bryce Dixon. Still in the backfield with him is Malik Brooks for College of the Canyons. Bowen goes in motion from left to right. Throw over here quickly in the flat. Caught and taken down right there. Lyndon Rivera makes the catch. Oh, it's for Rivari, so I get that corrected for me. So Lyndon Rivari makes the catch. Gain of 6 on the play. Bring up second down and 4. Rivari stays to the near side of the field. Cameron Bowen in the slot. Far side of the field, Travis Royal. Watch out for the tight end, Noah Staples, in the slot on the far side of the field. Bryce Dixon brings him to the line of scrimmage. Malik Brooks at running back. Second down and 4. Fake a pitch play, Corey, and the defense was right there to greet him.
Yeah, McNeely reads. No, that's McNeely reads it well, and there wasn't much going for Dixon up front for the Cougars.
3rd and 6.
Is center Oscar Adolfson, Hudson Chasko, Samuela Sefa, Mousa Palu up front, along with Linus Lindbergh.
Lyndon Rivera stays to this side of the field. Dixon brings him back out. Haven't seen much from Malik Brooks. Watch out for him coming out of the backfield. And they do come out from Malik Brooks. He's going to be short of a first down. No, he didn't make that. Oh, they're giving him a heck of a spot on that one.
As he was going out of bounds, he pulls the ball forward. He wasn't out of bounds, so he pulled that ball on the inside interior of the field and picks up the first down with the ball.
Garrett Campbell says he was out right there. Garrett Campbell says he was that short. He's looking at the ball across the field. So there's a disagreement with officials already by the Fullerton College coaching staff. Rivera comes again to this side of the field. Far side of the field is going to be Travis Royal. They go over there. Almost picked by the Hornets.
And that looks like it's Jamari Griffin going, and he's got a chance. Dixon giving chase, and Griffin, first interception of the season, interception return, reminiscent of last year when Salen Streeter did it for the Hornets on the opening drive.
But Corey nailed it. He gets that pick because of a deflection from his partner on that side of the field.
Branson Tita-Noir, he jumped the route, deflected it, goes up in the air to Griffin, and they're going for 2.
So the Hornets, Brandon Nunez looks over. He's missing somebody. He finally gets him out there, so a nice play. Roca, the up back. The Hornets going to try for 2 on the deflection. And we get a flag. Illegal procedure against the Hornets. And Garrett Campbell comes out, barks at the official again. Wants to know where it came from. So that moves him back.
Kicker.
So we're gonna
not the kicker, but
attempt
offensive line.
Yeah. Ball will be spotted at the 12. You add on 10. 22-yard attempt for the point after. The kick is up. It is no good. So the easy extra point does not happen for Jonathan Fullerton.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your support from Cougar.
So, guys,
I want all of you to have a great time tonight.
Cougars look like they're going to do something special. Mr. Neyland, Brian Crooks' defense, just like last year, steps up big to get him on the board.
Yeah, first drive last year, pick 6. First drive this year for Canyons, pick 6 by the Hornets.
Far side of the field, Don Ray Hall for the Cougars.
And Damari Smith is on the near side.
So the Hornets jump on quick. 11:16 to go here in the first quarter. They're up by 6. It's the Hornets 6, the Cougars 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Turnover, turnover. Feel like I'm in a bakery right now. A little cheese turnover, a little apple turnover, a little football turnover. Fullerton, little pooch shot. Taken at the 15. Block in the back, no flag on the play.
Smith on the return.
Cross, Smith gets out to about the 23-yard line.
Cougars will take over. First and 10.
Hornets up by 6 here in the first quarter on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Diego Diaz now in linebacker for the Hornets. He's wearing number 33 in white. Also in LeBaron Kennedy Jr., quick, athletic on one side and one right end. Also 64 in white, Brandon Harris. 96 in white is Michael Small that you see on your screen. And the left side, far side, will be C.J. Nesmith. Hot day, a lot of rotation.
Yeah, Jacoby Taylor goes to the far side of the field. Dixon still in at quarterback. This time they actually hand off the ball to Brooks. Brooks dances to the outside. Pick up, let's see where they mark it at. It's going to be close. I think he's going to get about 9.
Right around the first down, brought down by
So 9 3/4 is Malik Brooks. He's a very good shifty back, Mark. Last week he had 80 yards rushing. You're telling Ryan earlier, if he can get 80 to 100, they've got a good chance of pulling this victory out.
So Jacoby Taylor stays on the far side of the field. Brooks in the backfield. Dixon the quarterback. Second down and inches for the Cougars. They hand it off to Brooks. Right up the gut, Corey, off a center, and we get a first down.
So again, it's that zone read play again. It comes out to the left side, then it's automatically cut back to the middle.
So in the slot is Cameron Bowen to the near side of the field. Now Donovan Dunn comes in at running back. Malik Brooks goes to the sideline, so Dunn will be in the backfield. Jacoby Taylor to the far side of the field. In the slot, Cameron Bowen. First down and 10, just short of the 40 for College of the Canyons. Handed off. Off tackle, this time stuffed, is Donovan Dunn at the line of scrimmage.
Eaten up by C.J. Nesmith. DeJuan Grant in for Kardari Kearns at one safety. Out goes Smith, Taden Smith, and in comes Antonio Hall in the secondary.
No gain on the play. Travis Royal now comes in the game. So Jacoby Taylor to the far side of the field. In the slot on the near side of the field, Cameron Bowen. Dixon really hasn't aired it out yet in this game with 9:24 to go. Looks, throws it over. Almost another pick, was it?
2 for Jamari Griffin.
Corey, he jumped the route so quickly, I didn't know if he caught the ball.
Yeah, it was iffy, but nice job by Griffin to come up. Pick 6 on tip drill. a pick on a dive drill.
But see, here's the thing. Like you mentioned, the dive, he made sure that he sealed off the route first and then gets to that football. It's still an athletic play in addition to the fundamentals that Phil Austin always tells us. He says he likes to see that athleticism, but they have to be fundamentally sound before they can get there.
And, Mark, there were two people over there, so he was on the far side because he had to throw it past and up back.
Bakapuna in the backfield with Nunez. First down and 10, right at the 41. Nunez keeps it himself, straight up the middle, straight up the middle for the quarterback. He was the leading rusher last week against Santa Barbara, and he picks up 11 on that first play. Hornets come out quickly. Bakapuna. Again, Brandon Nunez, middle of the field, throws it on the money. Slip, dances, rocks, and rolls for a first down. Cameron Woods, 6'3" tight end. Corey Neyland, you said he's going to have a big game today.
All-American last year, will be an All-American this year, and yeah, he will have a big game. First catch for 23 yards.
C.J. Broy to the near side of the field. Bakapuna. Nunez, quarterback sneak straight ahead. They're going to mark him right at the 5. Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. C.J. Broy comes to the near side of the field. Bakapuna, the run back. C.J. Broy now leaves the field as I line him up. Woods going to be in the slot on the far side of the field. Leland Smith outside here next to us on the near side of the field. Bakapuna in the flat, throwing behind him. They're going to call that a fumble.
They're going to call it a backward pass, but it wasn't in the backfield. It was just behind him, and he was in front of the line.
They're calling it a catch and a fumble. I don't know how you call that a catch.
I thought he was juggling it the entire way towards the sideline.
I don't know how you call that a catch and a fumble.
They're going to call it incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Ruling on the field, it's an incomplete pass.
So you just got to let them figure it out, Mark.
No, they have to hear my voice traveling all the way down the field.
Because they can.
Because they say, Mark's sitting next to one of the officials here. He's on the radio going, old guy's having a meltdown up here.
And we'll set up that offensive line for the Hornets. Nicholas Siatunuu at center, Dalton Brown, Andrew Sanders II, Dylan Nichols, and Sammy Garcia up front for the Hornets.
So it's 3rd and goal for the Hornets from the 5. We have a slight delay because one of the Cougars got injured on the play. C.J. Broy comes out to us on our side of the field for the announcers. On the far side of the field is going to be Jordan Tate. Tate is far side of the field.
And Mark, it looks like that's Timothy Jackson is being helped off the field, and let's hope the young man is okay. Timothy Jackson, 6'3", 200 out of Van Nuys.
Kristen Stewart in the slot to the near side of the field. 3rd and goal. Brandon Nunez keeps it himself. Touchdown Hornets.
It's an outstanding 4-play drive for the Hornets. It's not even a matriculating drive. That's just a quality drive after the turnover. Couple statement drives, gives them a 12-0 lead. They're actually going to go for 2. And the place kicker again will be Charles Viorel, not Jonathan Faubert last time.
So they'll spot it at the 10. Kick is up. And the kick is no good. So 2 turnovers. Defense picks up 6. And the Hornets cannot make an extra point here in the first quarter on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, they're up by 12 with 8:09 to go in the first quarter. It's the Hornets 12, the Cougars 0 on Sportsnet, USA.net. Look, Corey Neyland's taking off his headsets already. You know what? I hope he's not going to go sit in the car and turn on the air conditioning. A little stuffy day today, guys, here up at College of Canyons. A little muggy.
Better than we thought, though.
There we go.
Smith back deep along with Hall.
Smith and Hall. Back for it. Smith closer to us. Jonathan Faubert comes in to kick it off. Smith to the near side of the field. Hall to the far side of the field. Faubert kicks it in Hall's direction. He goes all the way back. He's going to let it bounce in the end zone for a touchback. So Faubert gets it into the end zone, and the Cougars will get ready to see what they can do on this drive. Defense, be my guide. With Brian Crook's team, Corey Neyland, the defense has been aggressive, to say the least.
Well, you talked to Brian Crooks on the coaches show during the week. You talked to Phil Austin on the coaches show during the week. So that defensive presence on the coaches show is really propelling them to have a good first couple drives. That's all you guys.
Emery Floyd now in at quarterback. 6'3", 200-pounder out of Wharton High School out of Tampa, Florida. This young man can run, I got told, so keep an eye on it. They hand it off to Malik Brooks, and you can see them setting up, him yanking it out of the belly of Brooks and take off running.
Tripped up by Muhammad Hassane.
Masune on the tackle.
So we'll see what happens with Floyd in there. Floyd looks over. Far side of the field is going to be Jacoby Taylor. In the slot will be Cameron Bowen. Malik Brooks in the backfield. Floyd looks over the defense. Gain of 2 last play. 2nd down and 8. Quarterback keeps it himself, gets a gain of almost 8. Maybe they're going to get a first down.
He picks up that 7. Hall and Harm on the stop.
So Floyd puts it in the belly, yanks it out. Into the game comes Noah Staples, the big tight end, had a great catch. Taylor stays the far side of the field. In the slot next to him is going to be Cameron Bowen. Noah Staples will just be off the tackle's shoulder. Emery Floyd with Malik Brooks right behind him. Hands it off to Brooks, going off a right tackle. Staples throws the lead block, gain of 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 right at the 40.
It goes back to what you were talking about, Mark. They're setting up that option play for them to be able to read what they have presented to them by the linebackers once they get up to the line of scrimmage. So 3 straight plays where they run that same type of RPO, and they've had success on all 3.
So they walk back up. Taylor still to the far side of the field. This time, Staples in the slot next to him. Floyd looks over the defense. 2nd down and 5, right at the 40. Staples led the last one. This time, Emery, he's going to drop it himself. He's going to get taken down almost at the first down, just a little short. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. So the defense comes up quickly to make a play. It'll be a 3rd and 1 at the 44 for the Cougars. Taylor stays to the far right. Staples comes out of the game. In the slot at the far right is Bowen. Floyd at quarterback, looking over. Watch for him to take it straight up the middle. He hands it off. Brooks gets it. Brooks gets a block. He gets 2 blocks, goes off the 2nd block, across the 50 to the 48. First down for College of the Canyons. 5:08 to go. The Hornets 12, the Cougars 0 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
The type of drive the Cougars need to get back into the ball game and settle their team down. They come back and get a touchdown here with 2 extra points missed by Fullerton. You're only down 5, and you're back in.
Donovan Dunn now comes in the game as a running back. Taylor to the far side. Royal in the slot next to him. Dunn the running back. Floyd the quarterback. Floyd looking to go. Throws it over it quickly. Take it. Can't make a tackle. It's a foot race down the sideline. And Corey, when you don't make a tackle, so Rivera catches it, and the young man's got too much strength just to be grabbed out.
Quentin Ashford didn't have good leverage, came up high, tried to wrestle him down, but again, Rivera did a nice job of keeping his feet, went out of bounds earlier than expected, so instead of a 21-yard gain, it's a 14-yard, or actually 16-yard gain.
Joshua Clark now in at running back. Rivera to the near side of the field. Bowen in the slot next to him. Emery Floyd moving the team. Cameron Bowen goes in left to right. They run a pitch play. New running back gets shoestrung but crawls for an extra 2 yards. So a nice run by Clark to get positive yardage. So gain of 3. So now, like Ryan has said, a little misdirection right and left. Rivera once again looks over the sideline. Floyd looks back. Taylor, far side. In the slot next to him is Royal. Inside Royal is going to be Bowen. Floyd steps back. 2nd down and 7. Floyd looks. Here comes the pressure. Dances away from the pressure. Doesn't get tackled. We've got a flag. Should be holding against College of the Canyons.
It's either holding against College of the Canyons or a face mask on the flyby for Fullerton.
We'll see what it is.
That was Jeremy Naborn.
Number 72, 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
And that goes against Cefa with a hold.
Are you in need of some new Cougar football spirit wear? Be sure to visit
So costly hold because you can see Floyd just his elusiveness out of the pocket. He got around Hill, got into the open field, and picked up positive yardage except for that hold. Big break for the Hornets.
Floyd looks over to see what he can do.
Michael Small in on the interior for the Hornets now.
Yorodell, the fullback, now in the game for the Cougars. Tries to get a crackback block, holding on to the runner with dear life, and they do that. They bring down Brooks.
Yeah, McNeely is a sure tackler. 2nd on the team in tackles last year. Chris Harm led the team in tackles. Their other starting linebacker, Brandon Tita Noir, he was 5th on the team in tackles last year. They're in the ball game now together.
3rd down and a good 17 at the 35. Emery Floyd looks over. Brooks stays in at running back. Rivera to the near side of the field. Bowen in the slot. To the far side of the field is Taylor. We'll see if the Hornets brings anybody on this one or if they're going to play it with the straight 4, taking on the elusive Floyd. They come with the straight 4. Floyd's got time in the corner. Receiver is done. Knocked away. Good defense. No flag on the play. Ryan Osborn.
Yeah, and that's just 2 guys battling in the corner. And like you mentioned, Mark, both those 2 guys turn around. They're kind of hand-checking each other, trying to get inside positioning. And you see the defensive back battle on that backside there for Fullerton College. You continually see how physical they are, and it's leading to their success.
Yeah, that's Taden Smith on the coverage. The ball was floated just a little bit and a little bit behind the receiver, and that allowed Smith to catch up and really deflect that pass. If it's up a little bit higher, but it would have had to been perfectly thrown.
Tony Johnson is going to kick a little off the side of the foot. C.J. Broy backs up. They're going to catch it and down it at the 8. 1:48 to go. Well, the Hornets have gotten on the board. The Cougars made a move. And at this time, it's the Hornets 12, the Cougars 0, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Don't forget, all of our games are brought to you by Discount Markets, located off of Raymond between Commonwealth and Chapman. Want to find the best bargains in Orange County? Discount Markets. Find the right product? Discount Markets. Stop in and see Jenna, Isabel. They're some of the finer owners you'll see. Discount Markets, located between Chapman and Commonwealth on Raymond and Fullerton. New quarterback in the game, Garrett Larson now in at quarterback for the Hornets. Larson, straight dive play, gain of 2 on the play.
Garnett Davis the third. And all three of us are really looking forward him to get hot. Hot like my back right now sitting next to this brick wall. I couldn't figure it out.
Michael Vakapuna with Davis in the backfield. Larson at quarterback. Second down and a long 8. Larson drops the ball, and it's a first down for Cougars.
Coming up with the fumble recovery is Will Mafu.
Larson walks with his head down. Ryan Osborn, there was nothing but indecision on that play.
You know, that's a great word for it, Mark, because that's exactly what I was about to say. He's looking down because he's not sure if he wants to hand it off or not. When Garnett Davis III ends up moving to his right, that's where the fumble comes because that ball isn't actually into his chest. The indecision is what cost them because that ball isn't over there, it's not under here, so it goes onto the floor.
First and goal from the 5 with 1:10 to go. And this has been a quarter of, oops. And it looks like once again, Floyd comes in at quarterback. Standing next to him is Donovan Dunn. Floyd puts in motion Bowen. Floyd takes it himself, needs a block, touchdown, Cougars.
So one play, 5 yards, 6 points.
Well, you look good, I look better. Oh, both of us don't look good at all. And we're sitting at 12-6 with 1:05 to go here in the first quarter. The Cougars say, well, you know what? Let's try Johnson and see if he can put it through the uprights. So Asa comes in. Ball is spotted, kick is up, pitch shot. It's good. With 1:05 to go. It's the Hornets 12, the Cougars 7 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, I tell you what, somebody went to Discount Markets on that one. They walked through the door, found the item they needed, and they left. That's because you can find anything you want at Discount Markets of Fullerton, the sponsor for tonight's game here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Discount Markets located on Raymond between Commonwealth and Chapman.
Sorry, Mark, 19 points all off turnovers in this ball game. Short fields for all 3 possessions.
You know, they need to stop that because every time you guys say turnover, I want a cup of coffee and a pastry. So,
you know, guys, it goes back to what Corey was saying just a few moments ago before that drive started for Fullerton. You need to be able to take care of the football on that possession because all it takes is one score. Now you're within 5 points. Next opportunity for Canyons, if they get it, all of a sudden you're looking at a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Kavion Bills and Kadari Kearns back deep.
Little pitch shot. Kearns goes back, takes it at the 8, drops an elbow but not a knee. They let him stay up, turn, dances, tries to get away, but like a fish on a hook, had to stay right there until they reeled him in.
So first down from the 15-yard line, and guys, this is the game we expected. Both these teams, and when we go back to 2004 when they won the national championship, 2008, 2009 for College of the Canyons against Fullerton. Just one of those rivalries that's been established in the 2000s, the last 20 years, that has become prominent in community college football.
I mean, go back to that 2015 meeting when they had Marquise Hollywood Brown here at College of the Canyons where it was the shootout between Fullerton and Canyons. Nearly 75 points put on the board.
Brandon Nunez back at quarterback for the Hornets. Nunez throws it out to the flat. Taken there by Stewart. Cuts upfield. He should have enough for a first down or they're going to mark him right on the line.
And you like Stewart as that slot receiver, reminiscent of Marcus Grossman. And last year, Aiden Koenig from last year, who really had a surprise team, still can't figure out how he didn't make first team all-conference. But again,
Leland Smith comes on the near side of the field. Stewart in the slot next to him. Nunez at quarterback. First down and 10 at the 25 for the Hornets. They hand it to Davis straight up the middle. Davis gets the 30, gain of 5 on the play.
and that's one of the things the Hornets can establish is a run game behind their big, experienced offensive line.
Second down and 5 at the 30. 14 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Nunez keeps it himself. Tries to get across the 30. He does. It's going to be about to the 32, and that shall bring us to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Hornets 12, the Cougars 7, here on Sportsnet USA.net. Well, I've said it quickly before this quarter ended, and I'll say it quickly before we start the second quarter. All our games are brought to you by Discount Market of Fullerton. Discount Market of Fullerton, located on Raymond between Chapman and Commonwealth, right next to Goodwill, so it's easy to find. I tell you what, some of the finest foods you will ever find at some of the best rates, and some foods that you'll look at and say, my goodness, I get it for this. Corey, myself, and Ryan all shop at Discount Market of Fullerton. If we shop there, you should shop there. Discount Market of Fullerton. Ryan Osborn, Corey Neyland brought up a point. You talk to Donnie a lot when you go out on for the coaches show. That is a big offensive line for the Hornets.
Yeah, he mentioned that they're about 6'2", 6'3" on average, and they've got some weight to them too. But the biggest thing is he describes them as physical. They're quick off the line, but they like to be able to win the physical battle off the initial punch, off the initial matchup, so that way once they get off the snap, they're starting to push forward and give the quarterback a little bit more time to operate.
The umpire's talking to Nunez saying, did you guys eat lunch before you came to the game? He just shook his head. I think he said no. So we're getting a player that's changing out for the Cougars because of helmet issues. So Barnes goes off the field in replacement. Nunez, third down and 3, goes back. Here comes the pressure. Throws it right over the middle. It's there, taken there by Jordan Tate. Tate battles, whistle is blown, but Tate takes it all the way up to the 49 for a first down.
17 yards, guys.
Nice throw by Brandon Nunez. We talked about a little hesitant last week. Tonight he's just letting it fly. First down and 10 at the 49 as we just start the second quarter. Nunez goes back again, finds an opening, has it there, Corey Neyland. It's dropped right into the big tight end's hands, and what's he do? Cameron Wood says, whoops, can't hold on to that one.
But you know, Mark, you take a look at that throw. You're talking about Nunez just letting his arm fly. That's exactly what he does there. Threads the needle in between two different linebackers, and it lands there. If Fullerton gets that catch, you're looking at a 25-yard gain.
A little behind, guys.
CJ, oh, there he goes.
Still should have caught it, but a little behind.
Helping at the receivers all the time. Empty backfield for the Hornets. Nunez throws it right there. Pitch, caught, stays on your feet, crawls, he should. They're going to mark him about a half a foot short.
That's going to be a generous spot.
No, I think they're going to mark him a half a foot short.
Still a generous spot because his knee, it actually came down at the 43. They give him the 42.
So a nice catch right there by Jeremy Gonzalez, who lost the ball earlier in this game. Gonzalez pulls that one in. Bakapuna, the running back. Nunez looks over, saying to Garrett, what are we calling here? Bakapuna, the lone setback. 3rd and a yard for the Hornets. Bakapuna now moves. Rolls out of the backfield. He throws it to Bakapuna. Bakapuna gets a first down. The big man chugs. And they're going to give him the first down. The little engine that could. Well, that's not a small kid out there. 5'8", 215 pounds for Michael. Leland Smith to the near side of the field. Gonzalez in the slot next to him. Bakapuna, the running back. Nunez, the quarterback. First down and 10. Bakapuna off of right tackle, gets caught around the helmet, goes down quickly.
Clotheslined on the play. That was JoJo Massey who makes the stop. JoJo out of Detroit.
So they look over the sideline. Nunez gives them the signal. Again, Smith, the far near side of the field. Gonzalez in the slot. Bakapuna, the running back. Cougar of the Canyons look like they're going to come on this. They don't. Nunez has time. Finds the middle of the field. And is tight end. Tripped. Falls. Stays on his feet. Can't get upfield, Corey, but a nice catch on his part as Woods pulls it in.
Cameron Woods tackled by Andre Bray. Three targets, 2 catches. Just short of the first down. But again, 2 catches for 30 yards.
3rd down and a yard. Nunez keeps it himself after faking it to Bakapuna. 1st down for the Hornets with 12:39 to go. Here in the 2nd quarter, the Hornets are up by 5, 12-7 over the Cougars. 1st down and 10 at the 27. Nunez looks things over. Jordan Tate to the near side of the field. Looks in out to the far side. Caught there by Jeremy Gonzalez. Gonzalez, after the one oops, has played well now.
And guys, we know this is only 2 games. Last year, Fullerton went 10-2. But their offense.
1st down. Nunez kept it. I thought for a second he gave it to Bakapuna.
Another 5-yard gain.
Another 1st down.
And what they're doing is they sense they have more purpose in these first 2 games, really the first 5 or 6 games last year. They're really showing that what their offense could be later on in this season. It could be one of the best.
Leland Smith to the far side of the field. C.J. Broy to the near side of the field. Garnett Davis III now in at running back. Nunez goes back, looks, sidearms and almost has it picked. And if it gets picked, kiss goodbye for a home run.
And in physical play on the outside, you like the officials letting the corners and safeties play on the outside and not throwing that flag unnecessarily.
The Fox is on the field. Watch him in the hen house. Here to the near side of the field. Nunez tries to gives it to Garnett Davis III up the middle. Corey Neyland, Ryan, I don't go to both of you. You guys like him as a running back.
Well, it goes back to what he was talking to us about last year. He loves contact and loves to be able to run up the middle. If he can initiate it, that's what he prefers.
3rd down and 4 for the Hornets. Garnett Davis gets hit, crawls forward. Boy, howdy, guys. It's 4th and about a half a yard. Corey Neyland, are we going for it?
The way you've been kicking, you have to.
Nunez, quarterback sneak. Give him a little push. 1st down, Hornets.
Barely.
Picks up the 1st down.
So it's 1st and goal for the Hornets at the 3 with 10:39 to go here in the 1st half. It's the Hornets 12, the Cougars 7 on Sportsnet USA.net. I'm telling you, watch out for I like the Fox in the hen house thing. You know what? Watch out for him on this side. C.J. Broy far to the outside. Christian Stewart in the inside. Davis in the running back. Nunez keeps it, goes back. Boy, if he gets anything, he gets maybe about 8 inches on the play. 2nd and goal from the 3. Here comes the beef for the Hornets. Michael Roca will be the up back. Garnett Davis III, the deep back. Nunez under center. I formation for the Hornets. Garnett Davis III dots the I. Go behind Roca, touchdown, Hornets. Roca makes a block, Corey Neyland, that allows Garnett Davis to step over him for the touchdown.
And way to establish the comeback. After a touchdown scored, they get 6, and they're going to go for 2. Actually, they're going to kick the field goal. Now they're going to bring in Jonathan Faubert. Thought they were going for 2.
Faubert, somebody needs to find accuracy in this game. Ball is spotted, kick is up, and the kick is good. With 9:50 to go here in the first half, it's the Hornets 19 to Cougars 7 on Sportsnet USA.net. Ryan Osborn, Corey Neyland, and the old guy happy to bring you this game on an exciting game here at the home of the Cougars. College of the Canyons. Guys, we have seen some incredible championships up here, and in 2004, College of the Canyons was a national champion.
And that was the J.J. Arrington teams, I believe, were right after. And they've had some prolific running backs. Malik Brooks is in that long line. Fred Renborn. Before Hollywood Brown, you had Hayo Carpenter on the outside. Jason Pierre-Paul on the defensive side of the ball.
Faubert. Smith settles underneath it. Smith goes straight up the middle. Finds a cut, an alley. Looked for like our second. He could get away, but the door closes on him quickly. 9:43 to go. Here in the first half, the Hornets are up by 12. It's 19-7 on Sportsnet USA.net. So we'll see if they come out with Floyd, who got the last touchdown. Floyd comes back out at quarterback. Taylor goes to the far side of the field. Uradell, the up back. First down and 10 right at the 22. The Hornets come up. Right off center. No room right there for Donovan Dunn, who gets taken down quickly. So Dunn loses about half a yard on the play.
And that's McNeely who tripped him up.
Rouvert to the near side of the field. Cameron Bowen in the slot next to him. Jacoby Taylor to the far side of the field. Second down and 10. Donovan Dunn stays in at running back. Floyd at quarterback. Second down and a long 10 for the Cougars. Here come the Hornets. They're coming after the quarterback. He almost gets away, and Corey, nice defensive play. You had him stopped. You just looked at me and shook your head no.
Yeah, that Branson Tita-Noir was there, spying on Floyd and brings him down. And there's going to be extracurricular activity on the left side. Hands to the face.
Ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. On 29 of the defense. 15 for penalty. Automatic.
So Grant gets that. And this is something that has been traditional if you're a Hornet fan. Nothing new. We've seen this year after year after year. And for some of us who've been here 24 years after year. First down and 10 at the 39. Cougars say thank you. See if they can capitalize on it. Throw it out to the flat. Need to get a block. Nice turn right there is Travis Royal. So Royal makes a nice pickup on the play.
Good job. Ashford did a nice job of fighting off the block on the outside and really holding the gain to about 6. Could have been more.
So it'll be second down and 4. Noah Staples now, the tight end, comes back into the game. Near side of the field is Bowen. Standing right next to him is Taylor. Staples on the far side of the field. Donovan Dunn, the running back. Floyd, the quarterback. 2nd down and 4 for the Cougars. Hornets creep up. Floyd throws. Oh my goodness, Corey Neyland. The bread was in the cupboard. It was taken out, peanut butter and jelly, and then somebody dropped the jar, and there was no lunch today.
Well, you can still eat it. The peanut butter and jelly was already made. Drop the sandwich on the floor. Got a little piece of hair on it, can't eat it. 6 points gone for Tatum Smith. Again, they're doing a nice job of reading the routes. They're going to have to be careful later in the ball game, however, if College of the Canyons chooses to fake those up routes and go deep on them.
Taylor again near side of the field. Bowen in the slot. 3rd down and 4. Quarterback runs. Tries to get away from 2. Sacked at the 40. Excellent interior pressure by the Hornets.
C.J. Nesmith didn't give up on the play. He was in there originally. And Floyd got around him one time, came back in, and Nesmith was waiting for him. And they're going to give him a sack. That's going to be a loss of 7 yards, and kicking it away is the Cougars. Back deep is that Gonzalez back deep for the Hornets.
So Jeremy Gonzalez will stand at the 15. As the Hornets are up by 12 and have looked good. Couple little bumps in the road, but besides that, they've overcome him so far in this first half. Up 19-7. Pressure comes. Gonzalez gets it. Finally decides, no, I think I'll let it bounce. Backs off. It backspins, and it's going to crawl its way out of bounds at the 32.
An 8-yard bounce the Hornets' way. Bounced at the 23 and came back, Mark, to the 31, 32-yard line. So good return for the Hornets.
7:20 to go. Ryan Osborn, Corey Neyland, and the old guy here on a muggy day at College of the Canyons. Nunez stays in at quarterback.
We've had 3 different days here already in the last 4 hours.
I tell you. Michael Vacapuna at running back. 1st down and 10 for the Hornets at the 31. Throw over the middle, short order, in, almost out. And Ryan Osborn, that looked like a guided pass. You talked about Nunez flinging it, and then every once in a while he gets in that I want to be precise.
But at the same time, that was there. I think that was a very catchable ball, and it goes in and out of the hands, both hands. So it's not like he was trailing the play, only able to touch it with one. That's a catchable pass.
Vacapuna steps the outside, gets it in the middle, falls forward for a gain of 7 on the play.
The pride of Kahuku High School. Need more than one guy to bring him down.
And we have a Cougar down on the field. So it's an official timeout with 6:59 to go here in the first half. It's the Hornets 19, the Cougars 7 on Sportsnet, USA.net. I'm going to look at Ryan Osborn. Ryan, do we have any scores from around the conference?
We do indeed. And taking a look at actually the entire state of California, a lot of the favorites ended up finishing on top. Let's actually go to the top side of the rankings. We go with Riverside and Golden West. Riverside with a 40-15 win over top of Golden West. That happened earlier today, a 1 o'clock start. San Mateo, 49-21. They beat Sequoias as they got 28 points in the final quarter of play to take a victory there. American River, 49-10, a win over top of Laney, who has dropped to 0-2 for the first time in 5 years. And Santa Ana, 41-16 win over LA Southwest. Other games will be getting started coming up in a couple hours, and we'll have more on that.
C.J. Broy to the near side of the field. Stewart in the slot next to him. Nunez as the quarterback. 3rd down and a long 3. We watched him keep it. He goes back. Middle of the field. He short hops it. to the receiver. It's going to bring up a 4th down.
And that was just good coverage by the Cougars. Johnny Smith was on the prowl, and that would have been very difficult to be a completed pass.
Luke Mamana comes in to kick it away. Boy, I tell you, you saw Luke at the beginning of the game, Ryan. He was booting some beautiful 60-yard punts. Let's see what he gives us now. Mamana gets ready. Wants to extend the leg. He does. Nice there. Ball, player, takes a knee right there at the 30 on a great catch right there by Travis Royal. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 30 for the Cougars with 6:42 to go. It's the Hornets 19, the Cougars 7 on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan, Corey, the old guy. Speaking of the old guy, there's Scott Giles. Thought he'd turn around and say hi, Scott, the AD out here for the Hornets. Nice young man who runs the program. Emery Floyd brings the team once again back out. Malik Brooks at running back, backs in. 1st down and 10 at the 30 for the Cougars. They sneak up. They're coming. Floyd gets floored on a beautiful delayed blitz because they didn't know who to pick up.
And that's Carlo Torres on the stop mark. That's his first sack of the season. The sophomore from Ayala High School came untethered.
So it's a loss of at least 8. It's going to be 2nd down. I'm going to say 2nd down and 18. So the defense, Brian Crook sort of taking off the wrapping in this 2nd game with 6 minutes to go. Big 2nd down play. Floyd looks for something, decides let's run around the corner. Defense one more time makes the tackle.
And that was an outstanding play by Branson Tita Noir. Brooks got the handoff, and he thought about coming to the outside, but Tita Noir held his block, cut off that outside leverage. He had to cut it back in to have his teammates help.
And there's more extracurriculars at the end of the play in the secondary. Wide receiver and defensive back, Hankey comes out as both guys go to the floor.
Did we not say before the game, guys, that we thought this was going to be a contentious game between these two teams? They don't like each other.
Not so much. Can remember the muddy fields at Fullerton Union High School District Stadium, potholes in their lawn type of games.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 27 with 5:44 to go for the Cougars. Taylor out far to the right. Floyd looking for something. See if they go for it all. Floyd, 4-man rush. Here they come. Middle of the field. Run underneath it. Flag all over the place as you grab, pull, and yank, and you're going to get that flag.
And you didn't need it, Jamari Griffin. You got to make sure they make the catch. Make them make the catch. Make them make an out.
Number 19, 15-yard penalty.
So you make them make that catch instead of grabbing. If they make the catch, that's fine. If they don't make the catch, it's 4th down. Your defense is playing well. Bad break.
So it's going to move it up to the 27. It's only a 15-yard penalty, not a spot foul, which I don't like.
And it should be a 15-yard penalty at all levels of football, from Pee Wee, Junior All-American, all the way up to the pros.
So 3rd down, and we're going to get timeout on the field. So they get the 15-yard penalty, but it was 27 yards. They get 15, it's now 12. It's not an automatic 1st down for the Cougars. Would you give him the automatic first down?
No.
Okay.
You get 15 yards.
Okay.
So that's the way it should be. You don't give him the automatic first down. You get that 15, and you go from there. And that's a huge break for Fullerton. But still, you got to let him make that catch.
So, but it is different than like if you lose a bet and you're buying people dinner, desserts included. So, you know.
No, dinner. The bet would be dinner. Nothing was wrong, dinner and dessert. You can get drinks with dinner.
Well, I don't know. There could be a ruling over here on my right.
Yeah, ruling on the field is, I believe it's called dessert.
You know who overrides that? The guy with the car keys.
I have
What?
car keys
I
in
have
my
car
pocket.
keys. I was going to say, I
Yeah.
got car keys.
Okay.
Ron's got car keys.
Then I'll have dinner waiting for you when y'all get back.
That's going to be a long Uber.
Oh, I thought we were walking home.
No, you could have caught the bus with the team.
All right, with Jerry Padilla.
Oh, there you go.
You sit on Jerry next to Jerry. I'll sit on Jerry's lap. First down and 10.
Okay, so they do give him the automatic first down.
And that's why the head coach called a timeout, because I thought he was going to walk out there and go, wait a minute.
I still wouldn't give him the automatic first.
I thought it was, but I thought maybe the rules had changed. I had an official next to me. I was going to ask him. Once again, all by themselves. Nice catch, taken right there as Jacoby Taylor, running free down the sideline, moves it all the way out to the 45.
Driven out by Bryant Meredith, but good job by Emery Floyd. He stood in the pocket. Pressure was coming from the outside, and he stepped through and made a perfect pass.
Travis Royal to the far side of the field. Revere to the near side of the field. In the slot on the near side of the field. And I thought it was Malik Brooks. I'll check in a second. I thought that's who was there as they go 5 wide. Down the middle of the field. That's who it was. It was Brooks in the slot. Corey Neyland, they put the running back in the slot and made a linebacker play against him.
Yeah, and the linebackers were late with it. Neely was there on the outside. On the inside is on the outside was Hasane. And they just didn't react soon enough.
Joshua Clark now comes in. They're going to stay with 5 wide. So to the far side of the field is going to be Travis Royal. In the slot next to him is going to be Jacoby Taylor. Inside Jacoby Taylor is Noah Staples. To the near side of the field, it's going to be Joshua Clark and then Revere. First down and 10. Going Revere. Pushing, pulling. There is a flag again. Corey Neyland, that is twice on this side that flag comes.
And Bryant Meredith did have an arm. But the wide receiver Revere had an arm too with moving. So we'll see if they're, yeah, it was uncatchable. So we'll see if they call pass interference or a hold.
Pass interference.
On the defense, roughing the passer. On the defense, first down.
So this drive aided by penalties against the Hornets with 4:07 to play. It's a huge drive going into the second half because if Canyons can score a touchdown, they have momentum. And the Hornets would be questioning themselves on how aggressive they can actually play.
So you realize that's 45 yards worth of penalties in this offensive set for the Cougars as the defense becomes a little unhinged. First down and 10 at the 21 for the Cougars.
And you remember those plays where they were jumping routes in that first quarter. Now they're jumping and getting caught on the back end.
Emery Floyd looks good. Floyd bobbles it. Floyd goes up. Gets hit. Drops him right there. And this is where you get somebody trying to crawl like Joshua Clark was doing after the catch. And so Floyd gets hit, but they move the ball again. So they've gone to 5 wide, and they've discovered something for the Cougars.
Got one-on-one matchups favoring the Cougars in this possession. Antonio Hall made the tackle.
Revere to the near side of the field. Joshua Clark in the slot next to him. Far side of the field is Taylor. Watch out for their tight end. And we're going to get timeout on the field. With 3:23 to go, the Hornets call timeout here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Hornets up 19-7, but in the predicament that the Cougars are traveling down the field, looking to get points 13 and 14 on the board. I was just shocked because the breeze came through and I felt a fresh air that I haven't felt in a few hours.
Corey Neyland, mind is wandering here on SportsNetUSA.net. Just like the Cougars are wandering down the field against the Hornet defense. Hornet defense needs to find Ryan Osborn some way to put up a wall against the Cougars.
I mean, you and I were talking about it during the midweek. This is a Fullerton team that is looking to find their identity. And so far, at least in this first half, it's been the defense who has said, you know what, this is our team, and we're going to have that defensive identity. If you're taking a look at what this defense has been able to do, I mean, Corey, you were talking about it just a little bit ago. The athleticism is unmatched. However, if they start over-anticipating, you're seeing them get burned.
Emery Floyd, the quarterback, by himself, 5 wide. Revere to the near side of the field. Clark next to him. On the far side of the field, Taylor. Staples goes in motion. Come back. Back over to the man. All by himself. Touchdown, Cougars.
Miscommunication in the back end. Jamari Griffin comes up. The safety wasn't ready on Antonio Hall. And just a great read to Revere on that right side. And that's where they've been working all series, on that right side, because they could exploit it.
So they get in with 3:17 to go. And now, if this field goal is good, it becomes a 5-point football game with 3:17 to go. Guys, we saw this last year. One team dominated the first half. The other team came out in the second half and just said, bye-bye, it's vacation time, and won the game. Ball is spotted. Kick is up, and the kick is good. With 3:17 to go, the Cougars have wheedled their way back into the game. It's the Hornets 19, the Cougars 14 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, we've seen it before where the Hornets have looked unbeatable, and then it's like you change the channel and you realize you're watching reruns of Leave It to Beaver. You know,
I'm not so sure about that one. I'm not so sure they looked unbeatable. Like, this was a game that you thought that Fullerton really had to run away with it. But you felt that College of the Canyons is always in this game. They're only down by 5, even down by 2 scores. You would still thought they had a chance and in the ball game.
So Corey Neyland looking at it from the College of the Canyons point of view. We were there.
Johnson to kick for the Cougars.
So we'll see if the Hornets can answer. Corey, they've been able to do that today. All the way back, taken by Smith. Smith out of the end zone, looking to cut up the middle. He does. Gets all the way up to the 25.
On the return. Takes it out to the 25-yard line. Will be first and 10 Hornets.
So Nunez comes out.
Nunez back in a quarterback for Fullerton.
Jeremy Gonzalez in the slot to the near side of the field has had a run that has looked good. Garnett Davis III at running back. First down and 10 at the 25. Throw it right there. Nice little pitch and catch to Gonzalez. So Gonzalez has become sure-handed since he's made his mistake early in the game.
And good play on first down, because it allows you to do anything you want on second, move the chains. You haven't really seen Fullerton go deep.
Second and short.
Jordan Tate to the near side of the field. Davis still in the backfield. 2nd down and 2 for the Hornets, right at the 33. Nunez fakes it, throws it over, short arms it again. It's going to be a 1st down one more time. Deflected, but Jeremy Gonzalez now 2 for 2 and a 1st down. Gonzalez goes off the field.
And longest throw and pitch and catch in that first half for Fullerton thus far has been Nunez to Woods, 23 yards.
Leland Smith comes on the near side of the field. In the slot next to him is Stewart. Garnett Davis looks to help. Nunez feels the pressure, takes off running, tucks it, sidesteps, goes down across the 50. 1st down for the Hornets with 2:13 to go here in the first half.
And that's the difference between this year and last year for the Fullerton Hornet offense. Pulled it down quickly when he didn't have his 1st and 2nd read, didn't go to his 3rd. He can pick it up with his feet.
1st down and 10 at the 50. Nunez goes over, throws it to C.J. Broy. C.J. Broy catches it, stays at the 45, and he caught it at the 45. They're going to say just a little short of the 45. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 for the Hornets with 1:42 to go here in the first half. Nunez hands it to Garnett Davis III. Just comes up a little dry before he can get a 1st down.
Delamonte Barnes trips him up short of the 1st down marker. And here's where you're in control.
3rd and 2.
3rd down and 2 for the Hornets. Cougars come up. They'll watch for the quarterback keeper. Nunez throws it. Couldn't find somebody open and throws it away.
Number 84, Hahn.
Fox Haugen,
Bring a 4th and 2
the attempted receiver.
from the 42.
And the Hornets decide that they're going to give up the football instead of trying
Number 37,
to make the 4th down play.
deep to receive for the
Back
Cougars,
deep is going to be Travis Royal. Mamana comes in. He stands at the 46. Royal at the 10 for the Cougars. Mamana, high floater. Fair catch called for. It's going to take a bounce. And the Hornets down it right at the 6-yard line. So with 58 seconds to go and a 5-point lead, it's the Hornets 19, the Cougars 14 here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Isaac Mejia downed it at the 1-yard line, so good punt by Mamana with 58 seconds left. And guys, you thought Fullerton had a little bit of momentum there on that drive. Miscommunication on the out. And that's one of those plays where you really don't want to force it, and they did with 3rd and 2.
You know what? I take one shot with Lyndon Rivera on the right side. You don't.
No.
Corey Neyland doesn't want to have a mistake or a hiccup. Ryan, are you daring if you're the Cougars?
I am indeed, but I wouldn't do it on the first play. I'd do it at one point on this series, but not on the first play.
So Ryan says yes, Corey says no.
Timeout, Cougars.
And the Cougars heard Ryan Osborn and said, let's rethink it here on Sportsnet USA.net. A look around at the action at halftime. Some of the other games that are going on, what the standings are with Ryan Osborn on Sportsnet USA.net. Games all over the place. Santa Ana wins with their game on Sportsnet USA.net.
11 minutes left in the 3rd. Texas 13.
It's halftime somewhere.
Halftime, Oregon 18, Texas Tech 13. Halftime, Washington State 24, Wisconsin.
So that last possession should have taught Fullerton that the Cougars are willing to go deep, go long.
Tight formation, quarterback sneak. Boy, they gave him a schneid. It kept him out of the end zone.
They got caught trying to sneak into the house. No gain.
And most important,
No timeout from the Hornets. They're going to take the lead into the halftime. They're going to have to run at least one more play if you're a Cougar. As we're at 34 seconds. Cougars say, no, they told us, that's it. We're going to get you out of the half. 19 seconds. So it should be a 7-6. They're going to have to hike it with 7 seconds left on the clock. They're going to call timeout. With 7 seconds to go, timeout Cougars. So with 7 seconds to go, well, let's make it 8. It's the Hornets 19, the Cougars 14, here on Sportsnet USA.net. Ryan Osborn, Corey Neyland. Next week, we're back at home at our brand new field on Sportsnet USA.net. May have a battle of the booth. I asked Ed Ford about that. Still isn't determined. No, it's not Rashawn Haylock. He won't be visiting us. But we may have another SportsNetUSA.net entity visiting us next week. They go, try to get it. They're going to say he got out of the end zone, and that's going to take us to the end of the first half. Timeout, Hornets. So they're going to make him do it again. So the Hornets decided, okay, one more try. This is where if Ryan Osborn was the coach, he'd look at his quarterback and say,
get it out of the end zone. That works with a lot more time on the clock, Mark, but if you're sitting at 6 seconds left until the half and you've got it, we'll say not even at halfway in between the goal line and the 1 yard line, you just get it out of the end zone and keep your worry on that.
And here's where, if I'm College of the Canyons, I roll out. I don't.
Welcome to Hot and Cold.
No,
Sportsnet.USA.net.
it's not hot and cold. No, they did the right thing, but Fullerton calls a timeout. If Fullerton wants to call the timeout and prolong this first half, and you think we're going to box set here and just going to do a quarterback sneak, my quarterback is athletic enough to get to the outside and make a play.
So we'll see who is right with 6 seconds to go.
Oh, they're going to go for it. They're not going to do anything drastic like that.
They go, just getting out of the end zone because they blocked up the middle. Hornets called timeout.
They should. They got one more. If they use one,
there's a flag on the far side.
Be offsides.
Offsides. Defense lined up in the neutral zone.
Now.
You kneel down. Going to halftime down by 5.
Corey Neyland says once again, let's take it easy. Regroup. Ryan Osborn says, no, put some hot chili on there. I always can take a little Pepto later, and that's going to be the end of the first half. So as we come to the end of the first half, it's the Hornets 19, the Cougars 14 on SportsNetUSA.net.
And once again, we want to thank you for joining us here on SportsNetUSA.net. My name is Ryan Osborn, joining you here at the half as Fullerton College once again is sitting at 19-14, a 5-point difference as we go to halftime. Now, Fullerton College, as we mentioned earlier, they had a win last week. That came against Santa Barbara at home. And when you look at Fullerton College and how they fared in that game, well, it wasn't just about the game itself. It was about all the surrounding of that game. It wasn't just the play on the gridiron. It wasn't just how the team performed on the field and the final score. It was about what Fullerton College legacy is in having a brand new home field, upgrades to be able to play at Hal Scherbeck Field. So everybody gathered before the game. As you saw before, we had that reception stream, got to talk to alumni, got to talk to former coaches, got to talk to staff and fans and supporters of the Hornets from all across not only Fullerton, but in the community and across the nation as well. It was a joy to be able to go out and be able to see all those Hornets, talk to all those Hornets, people who had an impact on the Fullerton College Hornets as a whole. What did they do with this program? What did they experience with this program that made it so special, that allowed them to be able to say, you know what, Fullerton College was the school for me, and it's what allowed me to have significant success when I move forward in my academic and professional careers as well. So for Fullerton College, it wasn't just about the final score of 27-14. It was about how Fullerton College was able to take their entire legacy, Hal Scherbeck, you're looking at Gene Murphy, Tim Burns, and also Garrett Campbell. Bring it all together and say, you know what, let's have a celebration. Let's celebrate the Fullerton College Hornets and what they have accomplished in the city of Fullerton and around the nation over the last 110-ish years. So when you look at Fullerton, of course, they play that on their home field. They play on campus for the first time in school history with their own designated field. And Fullerton started off the game pretty well. Brandon Nunez had an 8-yard touchdown run that allowed Fullerton to go up 7-0 just about 4 minutes into the game. 5 minutes later, Fullerton College again with Brandon Nunez made it 13-0, but that's where things would flip for the Hornets. Because in the second quarter, you saw Santa Barbara say, hey, you know what? We moved up from the American division to the national for a reason. It wasn't just because it was a, we'll call it semantics type of thing. It was because Santa Barbara was a legitimate program who has competed against top-level opponents and beat them as well. You look at Santa Barbara, they got themselves back into the game. They force a turnover. They end up getting a Prince Borden 2-yard touchdown run to make it 13-7. And just about 2 minutes later, after forcing another turnover, Prince Borden was able to run it in from 4 yards away to make it 14-13. Now that's where people got a little stressed. You know, you go into the half as Fullerton College was ranked number 4 at the time, and you're facing a team who has just come up to the national division. Well, Fullerton College coming out of the half said, oh, that's right. We are the team that went to the Southern California Championship game last year against Riverside. They woke up going into just before halftime. They end up taking a lead at 20-14, but it was all about the second half for Fullerton College. In that second half, they shut out Santa Barbara. 0 points allowed in the second half for the Fullerton College defense, and it gave them a lot of momentum because Santa Barbara just wasn't able to get anything going. Their quarterback actually threw to about a 55% completion rate in the first half. In the second half, that went down to about a 20% completion rate. The opposing quarterback for Santa Barbara and Doherty finished 10 of 33 for a shade over 150 yards because that Fullerton College defense said, hey, we are awake, we are here, and we're asserting ourselves in this football game. In the fourth quarter, just a shade into that fourth frame, Brandon Nunez had an 8-yard touchdown run to make it 27-14, and Fullerton College would keep that final score all the way through to the end whistle. So Fullerton last week, once again, they get a 27-14 game and a W to make it 1-0 over top of the season. Now, they move over to the number 5 ranking in the state of California, which we'll get to a little bit more in just a moment. But for the Fullerton College Hornets, number 4 at the time, they get a win. They stay in the top 5. And the way that they did it, you look at their third down efficiency, 43%, 6 of 14, fourth down efficiency. They went for it 3 times. They got it twice. They were able to force Santa Barbara to continually have to go for it on fourth down, as Santa Barbara went 2 of 6 on the night, just 33% in fourth down efficiency. Now, when you look at Fullerton's total offense, nothing really looks at you and says, hey, this was in, we'll say, an eye-popping stat, because they end up with 315 yards of total offense compared to Santa Barbara's 238. Total yards passing, 167. Net yards rushing was actually pretty good, 148 for the game. 41 rushes. They averaged about 3.6. They only gave up 64 yards of total rush on the other side for Santa Barbara. When you're looking at it from a turnover perspective, Fullerton College, well, they actually gave up the football a little bit. Not something that we're used to in an opening game from the Hornets. 2 fumbles, they lost them both, but on the other side, they were able to actually take the ball away as well. They forced a couple of fumbles and recovered 1. So for Fullerton, leaders yet last week, 12 for 27. Brandon Nunez, 166, a long of 37 with 1 touchdown and 2 picks. He also led them in rushing, 12 attempts, 59 yards. He had a long of 10 and 3 touchdowns to his credit. On the other side, Will Doherty, 10 of 31, like we were talking about earlier, 174, a long of 44 with no touchdowns and no interceptions. So that's how Fullerton fared last week. That's what gets us to this Canyons matchup that Mark and Corey have been talking about so far in this one. And when you take a look at Fullerton College against Canyons, and we take a look at how the stats are lining up to this point. You go back to the start of the first quarter where Fullerton opened this one up pretty effectively, electrically, if you will. The Fullerton College Hornets with back-to-back interceptions. The first one by Jamari Griffin, a 70-yard interception returned for a touchdown. That was just a shade over 3 minutes into the ball game. Then Brandon Nunez capitalizes on the second Jamari Griffin interception, and just about 5 plays, 41 yards later, 107. Fullerton is in the end zone again with Brandon Nunez running it in for his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. 8:09 left in the first to make it 12-0. Now, one of the big things there when you listen to that score of 12-0 is, once again, you have to look at the extra points. Fullerton College went 1 for 3 on extra points in the first half. That leads them to that 19-14 score. So instead of being a full score ahead of the Cougars going into the half, they are 5 points ahead of College of the Canyons. We'll see how that plays out later in the second half, whether or not that's going to come back to bite them. Now, when we're looking at Canyons, they got themselves into this game with 1:09 left on the clock. An Emery Floyd 5-yard run after Fullerton fumbled at their own 5-yard line to make it 12-7. They were able to convert on their extra point. Fullerton College, Garnett Davis III, he runs it in, 9:50 left in the second after an 18-play, 85-yard drive for Fullerton that took 6:06 off the clock, and Fullerton took a 19-7 lead at that point. But 6 minutes later, after 8 plays, 71 yards, and just 3:25, Lyndon Ravari, 14-yard pass from Emery Floyd. He gets into the end zone to make it 19-14. Now remember, on that drive though, that 8-play, 71-yard drive, Fullerton College gave up 45 yards worth of penalties after plays were essentially over. You look at 2 pass interference penalties that got called against them, and an unnecessary roughness penalty that also got called against them as well early in that drive. 45 yards of penalties, and once again, 71 yards is what that drive took overall. You take away those 45 yards worth of penalties, and you're looking at, just a shade over 20 yards that they gave up in effect, and it ends up with a touchdown. So those mistakes for Fullerton kind of starting to bite them a little bit, especially in that last series. You look at the team comparisons to this point, 13 first downs for Canyons, 12 for Fullerton College, 5 passing touchdowns on each side, and 5 passing first downs on each side. Third down efficiency for the Hornets, 50%, just about the same as we saw last week, which was about 48%. They are 4 of 8 on third down for the Hornets. On the other side for Canyons, it's 43% at 3 of 7. Fourth down efficiency, Fullerton's the only team in this matchup who has gone for it on fourth down, and Brandon Nunez was able to get across on a 4th down and 2 to make it a 1 of 1. Total yards for both of these two teams, 173 for Fullerton, 154 for Canyons. Fullerton averaging about 4.7 yards per play, 4.2 for Canyons. But Canyons so far has been a little bit more pass heavy. If you take a look at the charts to this point, 105 yards on 9 of 15. Net yards per pass play sitting at exactly 7. Rushing yards, 49 for the Cougars. On the other side for Fullerton College, 92 yards of net passing on 11 of 18 for Brandon Nunez. And then you also have to look at the rushing yards to this point. They've actually been rushing the ball pretty well in their first 2 games. Remember last week, they ended up with just a shade under 150 yards total rushing, and they are well on their way to that mark here in the first half against College of the Canyons, as they have 81 yards rushing to this point, averaging about 4.3 yards per carry. Turnovers for both of these 2 times, 2 interceptions for Fullerton for a total of 70 yards in interception returns. On the other side for College of the Canyons, they have forced a fumble, or excuse me, they have forced 2 fumbles, and both of them have been recovered by College of the Canyons. So 2 turnovers for both sides, 2 picks for the Canyons Cougars, and for Fullerton, it's 2 fumbles that they have lost. Time of possession, 18:37 for Canyons, 11:23 on the other side for the Fullerton College Hornets. Now, as we move on from this game, we were talking a little bit earlier about what the out-of-town scoreboard is, but before we get to the out-of-town scoreboard, we want to talk about what the rankings look like. Because, yes, the out-of-town scoreboard is nice to be able to look at early in the season and say, okay, you know, these teams are kind of performing well, either in or out of Fullerton's conference or their league or division, but there has to be meaning behind it. And you look at the rankings, that's a really big effect towards the meaning of each of these final scores. So we start things off with the rankings in the CCCAA. You take a look at the coaches poll, and to no one's surprise, the #1 team in the state of California to this point is College of San Mateo. Plain and simple, they dominated the championship game last year. No team was going to stop them en route to a national championship. College of San Mateo, they're 1-0. Last week, they just get across a victory. Their previous ranking was 1. They will stay there. Now, Riverside slots in at #2. That's where they started the season, but the surprise is directly behind them. City College of San Francisco started off the year at 7. They were in the top 10, but they were sitting at 7 after a dominating victory last week. City College of San Francisco moves all the way up from 7 to #3, leapfrogging teams like Mount Sac, Fullerton, and Golden West to get themselves into the top 3. They even received 4 first-place votes. So they are #3, City College of San Mateo, or excuse me, College of San Mateo, Riverside City College, and City College of San Francisco. That's the top 3. Mount Sac is going to drop 1 spot, so they are now at #4. They were previously ranked at #3, where San Francisco is now. And Fullerton, of course, they drop as well because San Francisco moves up. Fullerton goes from #4 to #5. Even though they did get that win, it wasn't anything dominating from the Hornets, so it's going to drop them in the overall rankings. Right behind Fullerton, Golden West, Butte, and American River, with Ventura and Cerritos rounding out the top 10. Fresno City, Modesto, and El Camino, along with San Diego Mesa and Citrus. Those are the top 15 in the state of California, according to the JCAB football poll that came out on September the 4th. If you're looking at it from the sports informational side of things, College of San Mateo, Riverside, and Mount Sac, those are the first 3, followed by Fullerton and City College of San Francisco. Ventura, Golden West, Butte, American River, and Modesto. So lots of Northern California in that top 10. And it rounds out there for the sports information side of the football poll. Now, keeping in mind those rankings, you take a look at what the other scores around the state of California are, and you start things off here in Southern California. Riverside City College, the #2 team in the state of California, gets a 40-15 win over top of Golden West, and what really got them there was their second quarter. 24 points on the board before the half, and allowed for the Riverside City College Tigers to take a lead that they would not look back on. 40-15, a final there. #1 team in the nation, San Mateo, 49-21, a win over top of College of the Sequoias. They had 14 points in the first, third, and fourth, and 7 points in the second to get them that 49-point score. They end up with a commanding win over Sequoias, so you can expect for them to continue to be at the top of the poll going into next week. Now, Diablo Valley was trying to go up to Butte and get themselves a little upset victory. They weren't able to do so, though, as Butte You want to talk about a commanding win, 51-0 over top of Diablo Valley, as Butte gets 24 points in the first quarter of play, and they were able to take that to a victory. Now, if you stay in Northern California, that number 3 team in the state, 24-3, San Francisco with a win over Sacramento City College. So San Francisco moves up to 2-0 this season. Sacramento City College falls to 0-2. American River and Laney, 49-10. American River with the win over top of Laney. Laney drops to 0-2 to start off a season for the first time in more than 4 years. Reedley and Chabot. Reedley is going to take a 34-26 win over top of Chabot. They move up to 2-0 this season. And Santa Ana gets themselves on the board with a victory over LA Southwest. 41-16 the final, as Santa Ana gets a victory, and they were able to do that at a 1 o'clock start. Team that Fullerton College is going to play later on this season ended up dropping their second game of the season. That's Palomar. El Camino 35, Palomar 24, as Palomar moves to 1-1 this season. El Camino is now 2-0. Pasadena City College 70, West LA 13, a big-time victory for Pasadena City. 28 points in the first, 21 points in the second quarter, and by halftime, it was all Pasadena City. They took it to a win. Fullerton College is going to play East LA starting next week, after this Canyons matchup is wrapped up and over. And East LA is staying with Allen Hancock. It's a 1-point difference, 20-19, with 4:45 left to go in the fourth quarter of play there. As that game next week is going to start at 12 p.m. Don't forget, stay tuned to sportsnetusa.net, as Fullerton will play East LA as the Huskies come to town to Hal Scherbeck Field, and the Hornets will host them in what they look to be as a top 25 matchup at the minimum. So East LA currently trailing at 20-19, a 1-point lead for Allen Hancock with under 4.5 to play there. As we mentioned earlier, Canyons and Fullerton, it's 19-14 Fullerton with a 5-point advantage. As we go back to Southern California, we'll say a little bit more Southern California, Long Beach and Bakersfield from where we are. It's 7-7, a tie as they get to about 7 minutes left in the second frame there. Staying in the Southern California frame of mind, Santa Barbara hosting Saddleback. Here's a big-time score if Santa Barbara is able to hang on to it. 13-0, Santa Barbara, the Vaqueros, with a 2-score lead over top of Saddleback with about 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter there. Cerritos is hosting San Diego Mesa, a 10-7 score. Cerritos with a 3-point lead over in Cerritos, and the Falcons lead it with 13:37 left in the second quarter. Final one from around Southern California, Ventura and Mount Sac just down the way here from College of the Canyons. It's a 10-all matchup as Ventura and Mount Sac both have 2 scores on the board. 5:01 left to go there in the first quarter. So we're back here at College of the Canyons as Fullerton College prepares to take on the second half of play. As we mentioned before, Fullerton sitting at just a shade under 200 yards of total offense. They've got 81 yards rushing. The ground game has been working for the Fullerton College Hornets. On the other side, for the Cougars, they have more passing yards than Fullerton College has, but the run game hasn't established themselves because of Fullerton's front seven. The question for both of these two teams is, can they control the football? We mentioned it for Fullerton. 2 fumbles that they dropped, didn't end up recovering. One of them was extremely costly because it was at their own 5-yard line, and one play later, College of the Canyons was in the end zone. You flip the script to the other side. College of the Canyons, they end up with 2 picks, back-to-back drives, both of them to Jamari Griffin on the far side of the field. One of them cost them immediately, a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown that gave Fullerton the lead to start off the football game. But then you look at the second pick. Fullerton was able to take that all the way into the end zone. Both teams have given up the football. Both teams haven't been as clean on the sheet as they would like to be, and it has cost them on the scoreboard. 19-14 is our score as we welcome back the broadcast team for the Fullerton College Hornets and Corey Neyland and Mark Pavlovich, the voices of the Hornets coming out of halftime as we prepare for the second half of Canyons and Fullerton. Mark, when you take a look at this matchup, you were talking about it. Both of these two teams not necessarily taking a hold of this one. It's really just become who is giving up the fewest mistakes.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of last year here on SportsNetUSA.net. And if you're a Hornet fan, my partner Corey Neyland says every once in a while the Hornets lose concentration on the field. Corey, they have lost concentration tonight. They had this game in hand. And I know you're disagreeing with me on that, but I feel like they had this game in hand. You get a 12-point lead, you can devastate another team. They let the Cougars get back into the game.
I don't think the Cougars were ever out of the game. Even though it was 12-0, they weren't out of it. You look at the defense scored the touchdown on the pick six. Fullerton's other score, short field. And then they have their third score, which was a long drive. So if you're looking at College of the Canyons, you're thinking pick six, short field, we're not out of it. Fullerton's offense hasn't done that much against us. We just got to get our own rhythm and play the game we play. And in the second quarter, that's what they did, and they're down by 5.
And we'll see what happens here in the second half. It's one of those games, Mr. Osborne, Mr. Neyland, whoever scores first in this second half could own this game tonight here on SportsNetUSA.net. If you're the Cougars, that's what you want to do, is take that 2-point lead over the Hornets and make them play chase. If you're the Hornets, you want to get up again by your 12 points. We'll see what happens as this second half plays out. The Cougars, the Hornets, here on SportsNetUSA.net. Don't forget, all our games are brought to you by Discount Markets of Fullerton. Discount Market of Fullerton is located on Raymond, right between Commonwealth and Chapman. Go and visit Jenna, Isabel, Sam, the manager. All three of them will help you find the best buys, the best qualities of what you need. I shop there every week because I just love the products that they bring in at a rate that most people nowadays would say they're giving everything away. So next time you're out looking for that deal on food, and we all are, Discount Market of Anaheim is the place to go here on SportsNetUSA.net. College of the Canyons will be getting the football to start this second half, and you need to watch Damari Smith. That outside receiver can fly if the ball gets hit to him. We'll see what happens with this whole second half to go. Big win for both these teams. College of the Canyons wants to even their year out. The Hornets don't want to start their year out as if, well, we're sitting there all even at 1-1 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey, Ryan, myself, always happy to bring you community college football on SportsNetUSA.net. As the Cougars get ready to receive the kickoff. Little pooch shot. Smith looks over. Ball gets caught at the 20. Taken down at the 25. So didn't want to give the deep guys any opportunity to start anything off. But I tell you what, Emery Floyd comes out here in this second half. I have been impressed by this young man from College of the Canyons, Corey Neyland, and I like him as a quarterback. He can throw the football, and when he has to pull it down and run, he's something special.
He is, and he brings that dynamic player on the edge that can, he's fast, but he's shown he can throw the ball. And the freshman out of Florida has done a nice job taking over and really calming down that offense after 2 big interceptions in that first quarter by Dixon.
Clark and Brooks in the backfield with him. They run an option. Flips it out to Brooks. Brooks gets tracked down. Good defense. Everybody stayed at home. They took the quarterback, and on the option when he was pitched, the defense went after them and brought down the play. So the Hornets step up and find it. The linebackers reacted quickly, Mr. Neyland, and it holds it to no gain.
Tita Noir, Harm, and McNeely all there. Those are the backers. Torres, Crawford, Harris, and Hill are the front four. We'll get to that secondary in a moment.
Floyd, again, drives it straight up the middle. This time, play made, gain of 7. It's going to bring a 3rd down and 3 on a nice run by Joshua Clark.
And good run. Mousa Palu was there to open up the hole along with Oscar Adolphson, and they allowed that positive gain to happen.
Royal goes out far to the left. In the slot next to him is going to be Taylor. Watch out for Staples, the tight end. He was big to start this game off. And, of course, then you have Revere that's over here. Floyd looks over. 3rd down and 3 at the 32. Throw it over in the flat. Hit, ball, nice defense. Contact when the ball gets there, and it's enough to dislodge it from the receiver.
Ashford does another job of a second pass breakup of the day.
So the Hornets get 3 and out from the Cougars, and now going back deep is going to be Jeremy Gonzalez. Jeremy Gonzalez is going to stand at the 25. Every time we see a receiver back there, we think of the old days where punt returns were a big thing for the Hornets. No real rush. Gonzalez has a boomer. He's going to backpedal. Signals for a fair catch. Catches it over his shoulder. And we'll see where they mark it at, right at the 13. 13-19 to go. Here in the 3rd quarter, it's the Hornets on a 52-yard punt. 19, the Cougars 14 on SportsNetUSA.net. Brandon Nunez brings them out. Garnett Davis III at running back. C.J. Broy to the near side of the field. Broy hasn't seen anything thrown in his direction tonight. Nunez goes back, going deep, all the way over, caught, turn, at the 50. What a catch by Christian Stewart. No? Who was it?
That was Leland Smith on the outside for the Hornets.
So Smith makes the catch.
And that's 41 yards.
Beautiful pass that time. We talk about Nunez. When he just lets it fly, it's usually on the money. 1st down and 10. Goes back again. Field opens. Corey Neyland likes this. He tucks it away. 1st down. And you like the fact that he doesn't have that first read. He takes off running.
Yeah, he didn't have the first or second, and he ran. There was no waiting. There was no forcing. It was just moving the ball down the field.
Well, it goes back to that word that you included last year for him, Corey. It's that decisivity. Can he have it? Just decide, hey, this is a run, this is a pass, figure out which one it is and go with it.
Smith to the outside. In the slot next to him is Gonzalez. Nunez at quarterback. Garnett Davis III gets hit once, twice, gets nowhere. Loss of about 2 on the play.
First hit by Kane Omohundro was in there to slow up Davis, and Alameo makes the tackle.
So they make it a gain or a loss of 0 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Garnett Davis was hit in the backfield, but again stumbled forward to get back to that line of scrimmage.
Jordan Tate near side. Nunez rolls out, throws it over there. Caught, stay on your feet, run down the sideline, finally get knocked out, and a nice catch by Jeremy Gonzalez, Corey, has been impressive in this game as a receiver.
Yeah, 17 yards, and Gonzalez and Stewart in the slots have been really effective, as you say, just making the catch and getting those yards after the carry, after the initial contact.
1st down and 10 at the 20. Nunez keeps it again, gets forward, progress of 5 yards with 11:35 to go here in the third quarter.
And he slips through 3 different players, and he's strong. He's bigger than you really think. He looks kind of slight when you're up here and on camera, but he stands about 6'4", 6'5", and he's a thick quarterback.
Stewart comes on near side of the field. It's been the hot hand here. Nunez, 2nd down and 5. Garnett Davis, the third. Corey Neyland up the middle. Close at the half-yard line, and I thought he was there. That burst of speed is impressive.
Yeah, in the first half, he had 7 carries for 31 yards, 15 more there. He's almost at 50 for the game.
1st and goal. Davis next to Nunez. Hands it to Garnett. Davis said, "You got us here, young man." Touchdown Hornets with 10:48 to go.
Second touchdown today, second touchdown for the season. And you said who scores first might be on their way to a victory. Hornets score first, and they're up 25-14. And it's that offensive line of the big guy standing to our right.
No, we're not talking about Ryan Osborn.
The bigger guy standing to our
The bigger
right.
guy. Faubert comes in. Ball is spotted. Bad hike. Kick is up. Kick is good. So with 10:48 to go, it's the Hornets 26, the Chargers 14 on Sportsnet, USA.net. You know what's making me feel good, guys? I said it would be like 45 to whatever. I might get to my 45 points before this game is over. Might.
Yeah, but what did you have the other team as?
I had them like at 38.
You got a chance.
I got a chance.
And I just realized the coaching staff, one of the members for Fullerton, I just realized they're out of the box. It was only about 112 degrees in the coach's booth.
You know, I think we frightened him when we told him he might lose like 80 pounds. He just decided, nah, it doesn't work for me.
It would work for me. Oh, the entire coach's box is out of the booth.
Well, combined, they would lose 182 pounds. It was hot in there when we hooked up the cable.
It's a beautiful night. Yes, it is.
Now it is. Oh, yeah, Faubert.
That's going to be Hall.
Hall at the 10. Gets up to the 20, tries to get away, and he's down at the 21. 10:40 to go. It's the Hornets 26, the Chargers 14 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. It has become a pleasant night now. We're outside broadcasting for the Hornets. It was a sultry, humid day earlier today, and of course, inside the booth when we were getting cables ready, Corey Neyland and I think we thought it was a sauna with both of us in there. Travis Royal goes far to the left. Noah Staples in the slot on the left-hand side. Now they put Joshua Clark over there too. Brooks stays at running back. 1st down and 10 at the 22 for Emory Floyd. They go over this direction. Caught there right there. Nice pitch and catch by Barkus, who gets it. Dumond Barkus. Yeah, right? Okay.
And Jamari Griffith made the tackle. Kadari Kearns is the safety. Griffin is a near side corner. Taden Smith is the far side safety. And Quentin Ashford, 27 and white, is your corner on the far.
2nd down and 4, straight up the middle. Gain of 1. So nice interior defense by the Hornets.
And that's Eric. He's going to call him Eric this season.
10 minutes mark.
Guys, we were talking at the half. Rushing yards weren't quite there for Canyons. They're trying to establish this pretty early on in the second.
Yeah, Brooks had 37 yards. But again, in that second quarter, they couldn't really establish him anymore.
3rd down and 3 at the 29. They've got to get to the 32. Floyd looks things over, takes his time. Standard defense for the Hornets. They don't come up. It's in the backfield. They go to Floyd and Corey. They crash the end, and Floyd runs into a wall.
Eric crash and tackles.
4th down. And the Cougars leave the offense. Now they bring them out. And so the Hornets defense, under the tutelage of Brian Crooks, who was a guest on the coach's show this week, makes another stop. Jeremy Gonzalez back deep at the 25, waiting for somebody to break one with 8:59 to go. High snap. Big leg. Gonzalez is going to back away from him, let it bounce, and it takes a hop for the Hornets and then takes a hop to die right at the 24-yard line. So with 8:42 to go, it's the Hornets 26, the Cougars 14 on Sportsnet, USA.net. Next week, we're at home, 12 o'clock game. Next week here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, myself, Ryan Osborn. Getting up early, getting out to the field early, hooking up equipment early.
Ryan Osborn and Mark Pavlovich getting to the field early, hooking up equipment early.
Corey Neyland sauntering over about 11:45 on sportsusa.net. Brandon Nunez says, let me show you a Sonder. Garnett Davis III gets to the corner, goes upfield, gain of 3 on the play.
And what we liked about Garnett Davis III from last year is he always seems to be moving forward. Even the negative plays that should be, like that one there, he picks up 2-3 yards.
C.J. Broy to this side of the field. Again, C.J., I like him as a receiver, hasn't yet to have anything thrown in his direction. Garnett Davis does what Corey Neyland says, find an opening, turn upfield. So now the Hornets trying to establish a running game with 8 minutes to go. Crowd's getting a little loud for College of the Canyons. They can feel the click of the talk.
11 carries, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns.
3rd down and a long 6. Nunez looks middle of the field, taken out of the air, right there on the money, refusing to go down, finally does. And Cameron Woods, who forgotten, now you're going to say no.
No, he's not forgotten. That's his 2nd catch.
Well,
23 yards, 16 yards.
Corey,
1st down.
Corey was talking about him being an All-American this year. You're looking at him as that trusted 3rd down option for Brandon Nunez and the offense.
Actually, that's his 3rd catch today.
Nunez rolls out, pulls it down, incomplete pass. Nunez upset with himself, knew he had his receiver open. I think I get excited when we go to our tight end because we've always had good tight ends who have never seen the football.
Yeah, and he had 12 catches last year. 5 of them were for TDs, but you can just tell he was a special talent. And to get him back, 3 catches, 46 yards tonight.
Jordan Tate to the near side of the field. Nunez says, I'm going to run it. They said, no, 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 no. And we get a little dive play. Guys, I mean, I thought basically it was a bump into, and the defender for the Cougars just dropped and a floor flag was thrown on the floor.
You're going to say it's tripping.
Personal foul. 68 of the offense. 3rd down.
Oh, so they call Andrew Sanders the 2nd. I thought they were going to call it tripping on Nunez.
You know, so it moves it all the way back to the 25, and once again, shenanigans. And the Hornets move backwards. Jordan Tate to the near side of the field. Nunez at quarterback. Vakapuna at running back. 3rd down and a drive to Orange County to get a first. Statue of Liberty. Vakapuna gets leveled.
And Joseph Marsh He makes the stop as Vakapuno. That Statue of Liberty, that reverse, wasn't going to work. Third down and, well, going back down to Orange County, you weren't going to get that.
So 6:37 to go, and the Cougars defense steps up and gives the offense an opportunity to have beautiful field position. Mamana, the side of his foot, fair catch signal, run out of bounds right at the 42. The 6:21 mark. The Cougars now feel the opportunity is standing right there. It'll be first down and 10. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the 38.
So give him 37 yards on the punt.
37-yard line.
PA hooked into Corey Neyland's headset.
As they should. Center for the Cougars is going to be Oscar Adolfson. He's done a nice job anchoring that line tonight.
Travis Royal goes up far outside. Jacoby Taylor said, where am I going? As they get the corner, give it to the quarterback. Helmet comes off. Flag on the play.
Floyd, the ball carrier. Tackled by
And Mark, when you see a play like that, that's simply an old school wing T type of offense, if you will. 14 power, 16 power.
Guys, how many penalties for the Hornets in the first half?
Many.
Hands to the face. Game pass number 41. 10 yards be added to the end of the run.
And that goes against Nesmith. So penalties in that first half, 5 for 54 for the Hornets. Now giving their 6th penalty of the game. Seventh, actually, because they had one more on offense.
first and 10 at the Hornet 48-yard line.
So it's going to move it all the way down to the 48. Rivera to the near side of the field. Watch for him down there. If he gets one-on-one coverage, he'll be looking for the football. Emery Floyd goes back up, changes the play right there. First down and 10. Hornets come up. Quarterback himself holds on to it. Makes a beautiful little sidestep. Corey should have been taken down in the backfield. He sneaks his way out for a gain of 2 on the play.
So again, Hasune, again, in the backfield, simply cannot come up with the play. Looks like that was Harm or Naborn who makes the tackle for the Hornets. And it slowed down just a little bit as College of the Canyons trying to regain their rhythm and momentum.
Malik Brooks comes in at running back. In the slot, Cameron Bowen on the far side of the field. Second down and 8, right at the 46. Throwing it up there all by himself. Down the field, and it was like taking a hit. Emery Floyd gets leveled, but gets the ball away right on the money.
And it was that Malik Brooks or that was Joshua Clark. I can't see if it was 8 or 9, but and it looks like that was Brooks.
Yeah, it was Malik Brooks.
And a good job by Emery Floyd staying in the pocket because he took a huge hit, but still made the throw on the dime. And actually, that is Clark.
So they're making a move. First down and 10 at the 21. Floyd looks over things. The Hornets haven't been able to stop anybody. He takes it himself, gives a foot, a leg. He still gets to the 20. That's a gain of 1 on the play with 4:14 to go. You've got to like this young man, like you said, Corey, out of Tampa, Florida. It's been something special at quarterback for this team.
And he comes out because his helmet comes off.
Bryce Dixon back in the game. Rivera, wide to the right. In the slot next to him, Cameron Bowen. Dixon at quarterback. They come up. Dixon throws it. Touch out there, and no flags. Boy, I tell you what do we get? Offsides Hornets?
Yep.
Penalty flag on the play will be
flags. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Two penalties against Canyons in the first half. A multitude of penalties on the Hornets here in the game with 3:54 to go. So the penalty bug not working for the Hornets, but working for the Cougars with 3:54 to go here in the second half, in the third quarter. Delay of game. So that's going to move him back 5 yards. 3:54 to go. Hornets 26, Cougars 14. The Cougars on a move. Rivera to the near side of the field. Next to him is Taylor in the slot. Here come the Hornets. Rivera getting ready, gets rid of it just before he gets hit. And they just rush him a little on the play.
And both Taylor and Ashford slipped on the out. Decent coverage by Ashford. Taylor slipped as well, but again, the throw was hurried because of the pressure by the Hornets.
3rd down and 9 at the 20. Rivera stays on the near side of the field. In the slot next to him is going to be Cameron Bowen. Hornets look like they may come. Emery Floyd looking at a big 3rd down and 9. Hornets almost jumped. They get a flag on the Hornets again. Thrown to the wrong side. So it feels like 6 penalties against the Hornets in this half, in this quarter.
Only 4.
Only 4?
Only 4. But again, they jumped. They were in the neutral zone, so that is that 5-yard penalty to give them a more manageable 3rd down. This is 3rd down and 3.5.
Noah Staples comes on the field. So Staples will go to the far side of the field.
And here's where Floyd's dual threatism comes into play.
They've gone towards Jacoby Taylor twice. Revere, one-on-one coverage on this side. There he comes, gets sandwiched. It's going to be 4th down. So do you go for the first or do you kick the field goal? Here comes the field goal team. That's answered for me. Make it a 9-point game.
Johnson will come in to try the field goal. 32-yarder.
Mark it at the 22. You add 10. It's a 32-yard attempt. Layout. It's blocked.
And it came from up the middle. There were a lot of Hornets up that middle. And I don't know if it's Tita Noir or if it was Ashford or who got it. But the Fullerton College Hornets bend but don't break.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 37 for the Hornets with 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Bamboo.
So the Hornets coming out, looking to see if they can get something going. New quarterback on the field. Nathan Cornely comes up to be quarterback for the Hornets. So Nunez comes out. Cornely rolls out, throws it over the flat to the 40. Move the chain.
So Stewart with the safety valve on the out.
So Vakapuna in at running back. Leland Smith to the near side of the field. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6, just across the 40 at the 41. A little change up. They hand it to Vakapuna. Almost gets hit in the backfield. Changes his direction, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, getting back to the original line of scrimmage, but he got there because of shiftiness in the backfield because he should have been caught. It looked like that was Alamehu who came through, but not under control.
Stewart, the near side of the field. Cornerly trying to do something. 3rd down and 6. They're going to come after him. He sees it. He goes back. He has time. Throws it underneath. Nice little pitch and catch. Around the corner, staying on his feet, is Jordan Tate. Jordan Tate gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
And a 32-yard gain, and that was a nice job by Levius, who made it, well, our type of block. Just stand in front of the guy and make him go around me. That's counted as a block, and he picks up 20 extra yards.
1st down to 10 at the 30. Hornets on the move. Garnett Davis III tries to go to the outside. Taken down in the backfield.
Alamehu again on the stop.
2nd down and 11.
And this is a little different from a Garrett Campbell type of offense where you've got 7 quarterbacks on the roster. You throw in there 6 at a time. No, but he usually has 2 and 3 quarterbacks on the roster, and he plays them. But Nunez has been the guy.
Garnett Davis III at running back. Tate over here on the left-hand side. They give. Ball comes out. They run the behind the back handoff again, and it's a fumble. Chicanery does not work for the Hornets with 59 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And again, they're moving the ball down the field, and that misdirection, you think about it a little bit, may not have been needed because you were moving the ball down the field, and it was deciphered well. Carlos Meza comes up with the fumble recovery.
Taylor goes to the far side of the field. Rivera comes the near side of the field. Emery Floyd at quarterback. Brooks and Clark in the backfield. 1st down and 10. They hand it off to Brooks. Brooks gets the outside, gets taken down after a gain of 7.
Tripped up by Ant Harris. Could have been more.
47 seconds to go. Travis Royal comes in the game. So Royal's going to go to the far side of the field. Royal stops, and we end up stopping the clock because Brooks goes down, and the coaches said, go down, stop the clock. Is that number 2 that's hurt, did you say?
Yeah, Brooks rolled up in the back of him when he was tripped up by Harris.
Okay. So Jacoby Taylor was the one that was limping off the field.
And that's the worst for a player when you get rolled up on and you become the one that's injured.
So Damari Smith now goes to the far side of the field. Tight formation for the Cougars. Haven't seen this in the game yet. 19 seconds ago, they run an option play. They look to get him. Nice cut back, Corey. That's enough for a 1st down. Great little run out there by Malik Brooks.
Yeah, and you want to say good defense, better offense, because Tito Noir was in there, and he had no choice but to have him turn it back up the field. His defensive compatriots didn't come up quick enough, but Brooks is good enough to pick up that 1st down.
And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter as we head into the 4th quarter. It's the Hornets 26. The Cougars 14 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. While you're sitting at home, you're watching the game on Sportsnet, USA.net. You're listening to Corey, Mark, and Ryan talk about food during the game because we throw it in on plays. When it goes on, you say, oh my goodness, I'm hungry. Now what am I going to do? I got nothing in the refrigerator. This sort of sounds like Corey. I should have gone shopping this week. I got no water. I got no food. Poor Gabby needs to eat something. Corey gets in the car and goes to Discount Market in Fullerton, right there on Raymond between Commonwealth and Chapman, next to the Goodwill, sees Jenna, Isabel, and Sam, goes through the entire store, finds the best deals you can find and the most quality product you would ever think you could get, and then comes home, Gabby's happy, Corey's happy, and everybody's happy. Make sure you head over to Discount Markets of Fullerton, located on Raymond between Commonwealth and Chapman. They're always here for us. We're always there for them here on SportsNetUSA.net. We head into the fourth quarter. It's a 12-point lead, and College of the Canyon is trying to get it. Here comes the pressure, cranking up, going deep. It's a foot race, going for the ball. No flag. They wanted a flag. There is no flag. Corey, I'm going to ask you. Corey Neyland says there should have been a flag on the play as Revere gets hit on the play.
Only because there was contact. If there was no contact on that play, then you don't call the flag if the ball gets there at the same time. But it looked like Ashford was there a little bit early, made that contact, and a missed call.
2nd down and 10.
And Coach Ayacinda not happy?
Nobody's ever happy with the referees. Donnie was happy. He thought it was a great call. He pounded on the glass. Good. Nice call, defense. 2nd down and 10. Here they come. Running play. All they need is one. Run into the defender on a great run. So Brooks gets 10 yards on the play.
Brooks
burst of speed, doesn't
about
he?
60 yards on the ground for Brooks.
1st down and 10, across the 50. 14:40 to go here in SportsNetUSA.net. Hornets up by 12, want to stay undefeated. College of the Canyon wants to even the scorecard. Tight formation, 1st down and 10. They run the pitch play to the outside. Come up, nice play right there. Gain of 4 on the play, down to the 46. So it'll be a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. 14 minutes to go. Travis Royal to the far side of the field. Revere to the near side of the field. Floyd at quarterback. They're coming after him. Floyd feels the pressure. He gets hit. Ball thrown up. Incomplete pass. Trying to go to Damari Smith, but pressure got there first.
Yeah, Eric, Carlo, and Chris trying to converge on Floyd, but I'm impressed with Floyd.
I am too.
The way he stays in the pocket, not afraid to get hit. 8 of 17, 116 yards with 1 touchdown passing. Malik Brooks has got 12 carries, 64 yards.
3rd down and 6. Tries to get the Hornets to jump. This time they stay at home. Looks over to the sideline. In at running back is Donovan Dunn now. Dunn's the new running back. They fake it to Dunn. Throw over the flat. Incomplete pass. Pass a little off Corey Neyland, but nice defense right there by Jordan Little.
And it was rushed. When you don't have that time that you want, that 1 second plays a difference when you rush that pass.
So Tony Johnson comes out, so they're going to try and play field position with 13:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. Gonzalez back deep. So a mistake does not penalize the Hornets. Nice, beautiful kick. Gonzalez watches it. It backtracks and goes back. Should be out at the 17-yard line.
So Carlos Torres leads the way on defense for the Hornets. 1 tackle for loss. C.J. Nesmith also has a tackle for loss. Jeremiah McNeely, 7 tackles thus far, leads the way for the Hornets. Quentin Ashford on the corner has 5 tackles on the defensive side of the ball.
Brandon Nunez comes back in the game.
14 of 22, 171 yards passing.
Bakapuna and Garnett Davis III are in. Now Davis goes in motion. They gives it to Davis. He gets a block in the outside. Corey Neyland, 2 nice blocks by wide receivers, gives him 10 yards on nothing more than a wheel route by the running back. out into the flat, first down Hornets.
That was Broy and Levius on the outside to free him up. And Garnett Davis, Ryan Osborn really likes his versatility.
No, I mean, you want to talk about blocking on the outside. We talked to Coach Gardner about this, and he said, if you can't block, you can't be on my team. It's the first thing he teaches them in camp.
They give it to Vakapuna. Vakapuna gets smothered, turns, and almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
And again, on that little stretch play, in a 3-3-5 set that the Cougars like to run, they get in the backfield quickly. They can't make the tackle, was Will Ma'afu. But again, they stop him for a gain, actually no gain.
No gain, back to the line of scrimmage. Brandon Nunez takes it himself, goes up the field, goes to the 30.
And he's the leading rusher in the game for the Hornets with 57 yards after that gain of 5.
And that's what he had last week against Santa Barbara. He was the leading rusher with 57 yards last week. 3rd down and 6 for the Hornets. They empty the backfield. Nunez looks around and says, am I supposed to get a little help? And the Hornets say, no, you actually need one more receiver as they run C.J. Broy on the field. Here they come. Nunez throws across the middle, caught as you go down. And who else? The guy who's caught everything thrown his direction, Jeremy Garcia, gets the big catch again for Jeremy Gonzalez, for the Hornets.
18 yards.
Gonzalez has been magical as a receiver. 1st and 10, midfield. Get a flag on the play.
But, Mark, you look at the system that Garrett Campbell runs offensively. Slot receivers and those types of receivers had a lot of success in Coach Garrett Campbell's offense because you look at guys like Aiden Koenig, Jawan Johnson. You look at guys like Marcus Grossman as well. All those guys had a lot of success in that same spot, just finding areas that they can go out and catch the football.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's been the wide receivers that at the end of the year you realize that they're an All-American. Right now you don't think of him that way, and then all of a sudden you go, oh my goodness, look at what his season was like. 1st down and 15 at the 45. Nunez rolls out, has time, throws it in the air, picked! C.J. Broy by himself, ball hits him in the hands. Goes straight up. That is not a pick because of Nunez. That is all on the wide receiver.
And after the Hornets were driving, again, tip drill, the interception brought down by Makai Newton, local kid out of Santa Clarita. And maybe that's the spark with 11:20 to play in the ball game that the Cougars needed. The Hornets were looking to really put this game away on that drive.
Emery Floyd comes out. Brooke in the backfield with him. 1st down and 10 at the 45. Floyd goes back, looking for the big play. Throws it over in the flat, all by himself at the 50. Taken down at the 49. It'll be a gain of 7 on the play.
Ashford with the tackle, 2 fumbles, 1 interception for the Hornets.
So they're actually going to give him 6. I thought it was a little farther. It'll be 2nd down and 4. We're at the 11-minute mark, 10:56.
And Mark Jordan Little is on the near side. He's the corner.
Rivera here, one-on-one on this side of the field. Corey Neyland. I keep waiting for him to go against him. What did they do? They threw it in that direction.
And Kadari Kearns, if he's looking for the interception, what's he got, Ryan?
He's got a touchdown and no one in his path to stop him. That ball goes right over top of him, and like you mentioned, the athleticism of the Fullerton College Hornets puts them in the right spot to be able to get to those balls. If he had just taken a look up, it's 6.
Rivera to the near side of the field. Damari Smith, who just made the big catch for the Cougars, in the slot next to him. 3rd down and 4 at midfield. They come, they blitz, they throw, going deep on the play. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 4th down. Couple players down.
And it's funny, guys, you look at the interior of Fullerton. Carlo Torres is a rush in on the outside. He usually plays that right side in. On this possession, on this rush, they had him on the inside playing D tackle. You like the maneuverability of the Hornet defensive line because they got 8 guys who can play every position.
So Tony Johnson comes in. Back deep. It's the man of the hour, Jeremy Gonzalez, who's had a beautiful day today. End over end, Gonzalez takes a line drive and is going to be down right there at the 15-yard line. 10:27 to go. Well, hold on tight because we got 10 minutes to go in this 4th quarter, and it's the Hornets 26, the Cougars 14 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan Osborn, Corey Neyland, the old guy, bringing all the action here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Next week, we're home. That game will be at 12 o'clock. Make sure you come on out to that new facility. And check out the new facilities for the Hornets. Garnett Davis III gets off 1 tackle, gets off 2 tackles, gets a gain of 3 on the play.
He's got 55 yards on the game. Leading receiver, Jeremy Gonzalez, you were talking about him, 7 receptions, 78 yards. Woods has 3, Tate 2, Stewart 2.
Stewart, the near side of the field. C.J. Broy there with him. Nunez, pump fake. Nunez gets smothered. The first sack of the day on Nunez, I think.
That is the first sack and a great rush. It came on a blitz, and it looks like Alamehu was in there. He was joined by JoJo Massey as well.
So they're going to say 3rd and 15 for the Hornets. Stewart runs to the sideline. He's out of the game. C.J. Broy stays on the near side of the field. Big play for the Hornets. They hand it off. Running play. Cut back up the middle. Does he get a first down?
And more.
Vakapuna just drops the shoulder, and the little man just does it well.
Credit to the offensive line. That's Braden Cook on the right side, Sammy Garcia, Dylan Nichols on the right side, opening that hole on that stretch play. Luke Taronis and Andrew Sanders the second on the left side.
Go 15 yards downfield, too. C.J. Broy sets up that outside block, and it allows for Vakapuna to get the defender to the outside, cut it back towards the middle, add extra 10.
Nunez letting the clock run as far as he can. Seward to the near side of the field. Jeremy Gonzalez with him. Nunez says, all right, now's the time to go. Nunez keeps it himself. Can't get away from the 1 tackler, but gets a positive gain.
And you know who Nunez reminds me of just a little bit? Is Jose Escobar with the unorthodox throwing style. And guys, I was reading the offensive line who was in the last time. So Dylan Nichols was in there, Sammy Garcia on the right side. Braden Cook was not on that run play.
We're under 8 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Up by 12, the Hornets hanging on. Want to start the season 2-0. Ranked 4th and 5th in the polls, depending on which one you're looking at. Nunez looks back over. Nunez keeps him himself, and they say to Nunez, you know what? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. That time, they didn't get fooled at all. And so it's a loss on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12. And this is where last time they went to C.J. Broy. Broy had it in his hands, pops off his hand, turnover, but the Cougars couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, and you talk about there's going to be a timeout, maybe. No timeout. A big play was Vakapuna's run of 15 yards to prolong this drive. Even if they don't pick it up here, this first down, it still gave you an extra 2 to 3 minutes off the clock.
They hand it to Vakapuna. He breaks it free. Corey Neyland. Vakapuna follows his block. Stays in bound. Goes down. Of course, you're telling me there's a flag on the play.
And it's going to be a hold on the Hornets. And it's coming back. But Michael, thank you for coming on over from Hawaii, because that was a beautiful run. 2 huge third downs. Well, one of them's getting called back.
Offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty.
That's 45 yards coming back. Andrew Sanders, the second, get called.
So when you think about it, that's a 50-yard penalty.
55-yard penalty,
55-yard penalty. The Hornets are, well, they're winning the penalty game tonight, for sure.
They always win the penalty game.
It's one thing if they were playing a board game, if it was a Monopoly, they'd be going to jail all the time. There's no doubt about it. They run it one more time, knocked out of bounds as Garnett Davis the third. So the Hornets are going to punt it away with 6 minutes to go. Up by 12. Looking for a good punt. If you're the Cougars, you want to get that return. So maybe you just sort of settle back, let him kick the ball, pick up people coming down, try to get it back to at least the 50-yard line. They back off. Corey Neyland, I guess somebody listened to me. Big leg. Backs up the gentleman catching. Gets taken down immediately on beautiful coverage by the Hornets at the 35, 37 to go. It's the Hornets 26, the Cougars 14 here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, hold on, everybody. Tighten up those belts. Sit back and listen. Watch, because the Hornet defense now has to come up with a big play. And if you're a Cougar fan, you just want that one oomph that gives you an opportunity. Emory Floyd comes out. Malik Brooks at running back comes out behind him. Tight formation. First down and 10 at the 30 for the Cougars. Emory Floyd goes back. Here comes the pressure on. He gets hit. Middle of the field, incomplete pass. So he threw it up, Corey Neyland. Adequate pressure, good coverage.
Yeah, Kearns does what a safety's supposed to do. Nobody gets behind you. Little does what he's supposed to do. Hey, Kadari, don't let anybody get behind you.
5 minutes and 30 seconds.
And they blanketed him. Nice job.
Changing out people.
You talked to a couple good defensive players for the Hornets last week, played back in the day. Dennis Duncanson.
Yep.
Kirk Dodge.
Second down and 10 at the 30. Floyd feeling the pressure again. This time throws it over there, and they throw it to the man who, Noah Staples, that goes down as soon as the ball, and then it's an incomplete pass. So Staples forgotten about Corey. They finally go to him, and he gets leveled on the play.
Quentin
Third down.
Ashford, who's had a solid game on the corner. That's his 7th tackle, couple pass breakups.
Third down and 10, 5:20 to go. Barkas goes out wide to the right. Staples stays in the slot on the right-hand side. Brooks, the running back. Floyd goes back again. Here they come. They pin their ears back. Floyd's going to take off running. Tries to get there. Gets to the 35. It's 4th down and 5 with 5 minutes to go. You leave the offense on the field. That's exactly. And the Cougars decide to kick it away with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Would you kick it, Ryan Osborn?
No, I'd go for it.
Corey Neyland?
I think I'd have to go for it because your offense has really been stagnant in this second half. And so you got to try to make something happen. Your defense has still been solid.
So they have him kick, making sure he kicks. Gonzalez backpedals, finally goes down. We're at 4 minutes and 28 seconds. It's the Hornets 26, the Cougars 14 on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And with that stagnation, you might want to say to Emery Floyd, get on the outside and let's see what you can do if you can make something happen to pick up that first down. They need some type of spark to close out this game.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised they don't have him. I know he just came in as a freshman, but talk about somebody like Nunez when nothing's there, he runs. I look at this young man as a natural athlete. I think he could easily give you that 50 yards a game.
And I think Fullerton is well aware of that, and they came in with a game plan to keep him boxed up.
Nunez comes out, barks out signals, trying to do the conservative thing. Gay goes straight off tackle. Gain of 5.
He flew for 5, flew for 7.
That's fly, and yeah, there we go.
Five.
Corey Neyland's going to give him 7.
Yeah, he got 7.
He did. Very nice. See, you knew what you're talking about. 4 minutes to go. The clock is ticking. They'll wind it down. Play clock at 26 for the Hornets. Nunez says, Garnett Davis III, you know what? I'm just going to hand it off to you. You find an opening, and if you get out on the outside, outrun everybody. Second down and 3 at the 20 for the Hornets. We're down to 7. Nunez takes it. Garnett Davis III gets mugged right about the 19, and that's going to take us down to the 3-minute mark. 12 points, 3 minutes to go. If the Hornets get another first down, should be game over. But we have seen stranger things happen here on SportsNetUSA.net. Some of us have left the booth and discovered they had to come back because of stranger than strange things. Nunez.
That's because some of us could leave the booth.
2:56. Nunez keeps it himself. Looks to get the outside. Wants an opening. He's got it. 30, 40, 50, 40. Down to the 38-yard line. The young man fakes it, waits for an opening, takes off running, and goes 45 yards for a first down.
And that should do it as he comes up limping.
2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 38. Nunez, once again, leading rusher in the game for the Hornets.
He's over 100 now.
Yeah, he's over 100.
His first 100-yard game rushing of his career for Fullerton.
Vakapuna backs up. Hands it to Sure Hands. Sure Hands keeps going. They're trying to strip it. Refuses to have that happen. Gets down to the 36. 2 minutes. 12 points. The Hornets look like they're going to go 2-0 for the season. Ranked number 5, number 4, depending on what poll you look at. We'll see if they go up or down, sit where they're at. If Ryan Osborn was doing the poll, we know which direction they would go.
We forgot the sack. He only has 91 yards rushing.
Oh, okay.
So 91 for Nunez. Vakapuna with 78.
That's a quiet 78 yards.
Yeah, and Davis with 65. I'm wondering if they kept that 45-yard run.
I was going to say, yeah, because if you add the 45 mark, that's a lot more.
Vakapuna straight up the middle.
That's the thing. When he runs the football, he runs really low. His center of gravity is really low, so he's getting underneath defenders and bowling them over when he gets into contact.
Yeah, you remember, it reminds me, Rafael Rice back in the day, 2004, 2005, because he was there last week. It's a reminder of the way he used to run.
So it looks like College of the Canyons will start their season 0-2, and your Fullerton College Hornets will be 2-0. Remember, next week, home game starts at 12 noon. Make sure you come out to the new facility. Love to have another 3,000 or 4,000 people out there. If you can't make it, make sure you watch it on Sportsnet, USA.net. Vakapuna tries to stay balanced, and he gets down just short, and that should bring us to the end of the football game. Coaches are heading down to the field. Corey Neyland packing his bags, and that's going to bring us to the end of the game as your Fullerton College Hornets start the season off 2-0 with a 26-14 victory over College of the Canyons on Sportsnet, USA.net.